Chapter 2921. Chen Shang left the stone room of the time ghost and went to look for the well-informed ghost. He quickly found it and entered the well-informed ghost's stone room. This stone room was pretty much the same as the one in the time ghost. You were introduced by the time ghost, right? This was the old man's voice, the well-informed ghost. Chen Shang cursed time ghost in his heart. He was worried that time ghost would tell him all of his secrets. Yes, Chen Shang said, I want to ask you something. Ask away, as long as I know, I will answer you. I think you are already prepared. Well-informed ghost said. How many Dao crystals do you need? Chen Shang asked about the price first, so that he wouldn't be tricked later. 100 billion, well-informed ghost said, plus again, see you. Chen Shang could tell that the other party was trying to trick him, so he turned around to open the door. 70 billion, well-informed ghost quickly lowered the price, but Chen Shang still opened the door. 50 billion, the well-informed ghost shouted again. Chen Shang then came back and sat down, and laughed, I am not that easy to deceive. You, ask a question first and see if I know anything. Well-informed ghost said. I heard that the Myriad Dao Mausoleum has many mysterious array formations, and these array formations require a large number of Dao crystal to be activated. Chen Shang said, do you know where you can find this array? We need to increase the price. Well-informed ghost said, this is extremely secretive. How much? Chen Shang did not feel too surprised, because the ghost emperor had concealed this matter from him, and as his subordinate the well-informed ghost was not too loyal. 30 billion, well-informed ghost said. 200, how about it? Although Chen Shang had many Dao crystal, he would not use them carelessly. Alright, well-informed ghost was very lacking in Dao crystal, so he was more or less willing. Well-informed ghost did not immediately answer Chen Zhang's question. He was waiting for Chen Shang to give him the Dao crystal, so Chen Shang had no choice but to take out the 70 billion Dao crystal. Well-informed ghost took the Dao crystal, and after he finished counting, he said, there are many such mysterious formations, so finding them isn't too difficult. It requires a certain level of skill to do so. You must promise me not to wander around. I'm the one who told you how to find that kind of formation, or else I'll be in big trouble. Well-informed ghost said. I understand. Tell me how to find that formation quickly. Chen Shang urged. Wait. Well-informed ghost spoke slowly after a full hour, let me first talk to you about the origin of this mysterious formation. The existence of this kind of formation is for inheritance. As for what kind of inheritance it is, it's extremely useful to humans. Once obtained, one can advance by leaps and bounds. Quote. Is it really that magical? Chen Shang felt that this was a little exaggerated. It's really that magical. We collected a large number of Dao crystal just to enter this kind of array to receive the inheritance. Well-informed ghost said, I don't know who will be the one to create these array formations, but I do know how to find these array formations, and it's the fastest method to do so. First of all, if you want to find this kind of array, you need to place the Dao crystal in a very big container, and let the Dao crystal be exposed. This way, the array will be able to sense a large number of Dao crystal, and the Dao crystal will be able to resonate with the array and flash. First of all, if you want to find this type of array, you need to place the Dao crystal in a very large container, and let the Dao crystal be exposed. If your Dao crystal does not react, then you will have to continue increasing it. The array is too far away from you, you can only use more Dao crystal to let the array feel it. Chen Shang quickly understood the principle of this method, and asked, will this work? I guarantee it. I have a lot of credit. I definitely won't lie to you. Well-informed ghost said. Oh right, when you use it, you need to be careful, because a large number of Dao crystal would attract other things. Got it, I will go and try it now. If there are any other problems, I will come and find you. I will probably stay in Myriad Dao Mausoleum for a period of time, and I will need some pointers. Chen Shang said. Leave it to me. The well-informed ghost laughed. Chen Shang left the divine ghost imperial country and came to Colorful Forest. He felt that the colorful forest should be the safest place to be, and its environment was very beautiful. He really liked bringing her here. Ever since he came here, he did not use the same method that he used with the well-informed ghost. Instead, he found a hidden place to hide and took out the cauldron. He put 1 trillion Dao crystal into the furnace and also refined these Dao crystal into a very big bead. One could imagine the quality of the trillions of Dao crystal compressed into a single bead, which was equivalent to several times their original size. Suddenly, Chen Shang felt that if there were not enough Dao crystal, he could refine some of the Dao crystal and let the Dao crystal level up. That way, he would be able to use a small amount of money to activate the mysterious array. After he finished refining, he took the Dao Jing bead and went out. The Dao Jing bead quickly reacted, its eyes flickering. Well-informed ghost didn't lie to me. Chen Shang spun in place, and quickly determined a direction, then teleported in that direction. This was because the Dao Jing bead flashed towards that direction the most frequently, with the brightest radiance. Just as he teleported over, he suddenly sensed strong auras all around him, causing him to suddenly remember the well-informed ghost's reminder. Using this method would easily attract the attention of the people who were stealing the Dao crystal. The quality of his Dao Jing bead was extremely high and the aura it emitted was very strong. Why are these guys so sensitive? Chen Shang immediately kept the pearl. Without the pearl, he did not know where the mysterious array was. After he became invisible, he would occasionally take out the Dao Jing bead to confirm his direction. After confirming, he would teleport a distance away and then take it out again. After about half a month, he discovered that this area was filled with people who had been attracted by the strong aura of Dao crystal. The colorful forest is the territory of the Four Colors Blood tribe. Could it be that all of these are from the Four Colors Blood tribe? Chen Shang was also annoyed by this group of people. This couldn't let him rest at ease to search for the mysterious array. In order to avoid a battle, he took out the Dao Jing bead very carefully. He took out the Dao Jing bead for an instant, then took it out again after teleporting. The people who came to find him also felt very depressed. They had never encountered such a situation before. They felt as if they were being toyed with and were extremely furious. Right here, at night, the moment Chen Shang took out the Dao Jing bead, the Dao Jing bead suddenly shot out a ray of light towards the ground. Chapter 2922. Dao Jing bead were refined by 1,000,000,000 Dao crystal, and the moment they were taken out, they would emit a very strong aura. In addition to that, the formation greedily absorbed the Dao Jing bead's energy, causing the aura released to be even stronger. Chen Shang was extremely anxious at the moment, because he was unable to keep the Dao Jing bead inside. At the same time, he sensed a few powerful auras nearby, and they were all coming towards him. Chen Shang could only use an invisibility spell to hide himself as he neared the mysterious formation and used the power of space to cut off the Dao Jing bead's qi, causing it to immediately stop releasing. Not long after he disappeared, more than 10 people appeared around him. Purple, white, and blonde, all of them of the blood red race. The other people were all dressed in black. Chen Shang did not know where they came from, but they were all very strong and were all in the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Who are you people? When the golden-haired man saw the black-clothed men, he frowned and asked. He didn't think that there would be so many unknown people fighting over them. Who are we? What does it have to do with you? A black man. It seems like all of them, the black-clothed men, are in the same group. The golden-haired man was extremely angry. Their golden blood tribe was, after all, one of the hegemons of the colorful forest, yet they were looked down upon so much. This made him extremely furious. What, you want to fight? We're not afraid of you, if you have the guts come at us. The man in black burst out laughing when he saw the golden-haired man's flustered look. The golden-haired man was alone in this place, yet the opponent had so many men in black. He was not a match for them, so he could only swallow his anger in a pitiful manner. If he were to clash with these people, then there would only be one outcome and he would definitely be killed. Although the purple-haired and white-haired people were part of the 4 great blood clans, they would definitely not help him. When Chen Shang saw this situation, he secretly rejoiced in his heart. All of the people who were chasing after him should be coming for the Dao crystal. Dao crystal were extremely rare here, and they knew why there was such a strong aura of Dao crystal. It was because someone had come to this place to search for a mysterious array. They could judge the number of Dao crystal based on the Dao crystal's aura, which was more than 1,000,000,000. Even though they had arrived at this place, they could not see Chen Shang, and the Dao crystal's qi had also disappeared. Even if they were to focus their minds, they were unable to sense it in the slightest, they could only sense the remnant qi. Before, they had been tracking that aura. After all, it was an extremely strong aura, so they were extremely patient. Once they felt it, they would fly over as fast as they could. But this time, the aura appeared the longest, so they were able to catch up to him. After the formation absorbs enough power, it will definitely open. At that time, it might cause some sort of disturbance. If that's the case, then I will definitely be discovered. Chen Shang looked at one of the black-clothed men. His heart was moved as he used the power of space to shoot a ray of golden light at the black-clothed man. The direction in which the golden light shot out was from the golden-haired man. This way, the black-clothed man would think that it was the golden-haired man who had attacked. As for the golden-haired man, the power he used was definitely golden. It was easy for him to arouse suspicion from others. Of course, Chen Shang did not hit the black-clothed man, but the black-clothed man still looked at the golden-haired man angrily, and said, "Are you the one who attacked me?" The golden-haired man had also sensed this strange phenomenon. He hurriedly shook his head. "It's not me." Although he was like that, none of the men in black believed him. The black-clothed man had a bad temper. Two of them rushed forward aggressively, their bodies gathering their energy. One look was enough to tell that they were about to start a fight. The other 5 men in black were just watching by the side. Although they were partners, they felt that as long as the 2 men in black attacked, it would be enough. The purple-haired and white-haired man also felt that the golden-haired man had secretly attacked because of his hatred towards the black-clothed man. They definitely weren't a gang member. They would only provoke him. However, with Chen Shang here, it was impossible for them to gloatingly watch a good show. Chen Shang then used the power of space to create a space on the white-haired man and the purple-haired man's arms respectively, before releasing his own 2 powers. One of them was white, the other was purple, all of them extremely strong. After they left, their power advanced very quickly. In an instant, their bodies were pierced through by the 2 men in black. When the golden-haired man saw the 2 men in black with white and purple holes, he was very surprised. He didn't expect the purple-haired man and the white-haired man to secretly help him. He was shocked and happy at the same time. Taking advantage of the 2 men in black being injured, he used all his strength to send out 2 palm strikes, turning the 2 men in black's upper body into a golden mist. You bastards, kill them for me!" The black-clothed man roared, and then he started to attack. The purple-haired and white-haired people didn't understand what was going on, but in order to protect themselves, they had no choice but to fight back. Although it was strange, they could only fight with their lives on the line, otherwise they would be the ones dying. Chen Shang took out his 6 realms mirrors and released an array to envelop him. This way, he wouldn't be affected by the aftermath of the battle. This way, he would be able to happily watch the big show below. "You want to rob me? This is what happens to you guys." Chen Shang laughed and then took out more Dao crystal for the mysterious array to absorb. This way, it would open even faster. Although there were only 3 blood-colored people, they were abnormally vicious. Especially when they were fighting with their lives, it did not take long for them to kill a black-clothed man. Previously, the black-clothed men only relied on the arrogance of their numbers, but now they weren't as powerful as they looked on the surface. Just now, they were just putting on an act, which made the golden-haired man's fight even better. Just now, the golden-haired man had choked back a few sentences. He had been holding back his anger, but now that it had been released and fused with his power, he was completely satisfied. As they were fighting with all their might, a burst of light suddenly burst out from below them. They only saw the appearance of a 5-star array formation. Then, they suddenly remembered why they had come here. They were all here to track the person who used the Dao crystal to search for the mysterious array. Now, that person had activated the array. They also gradually understood what was going on. The reason for their inexplicable fight was all because of that person with powerful concealment skills. This was especially true for the golden-haired man. Earlier, he had seen a golden beam of light suddenly appear. However, the other party had attacked him without asking him to explain himself. What followed next was for him to act blindly. Chapter 2923. Chen Shang had already successfully opened the mysterious array, and his heart was extremely excited. However, just as the array was about to open, the black and blood-colored races discovered it and immediately sent out powerful masses of energy towards him. After the ball of energy flew towards him, he immediately urged the 6 realms mirrors to quickly defend against the energy in order to stabilize the array. Boom! A large wave of energy balls shot over, as if they wanted to destroy the earth. They erupted with a powerful force that caused the wind and clouds to surge. The sky darkened, and the earth began to crack. Chen Shang used his 6 realms mirrors to successfully block the wave of the attack, which made him feel a lot more at ease. Because the mysterious array formation had already been activated, he had already stepped into it. With a su sound, the array released a blinding white light, Following that, Chen Shang disappeared, and the big array also gradually disappeared. This bastard must have told us to start a fight so that he could activate the formation. The golden-haired man said. Even so, this matter is not over yet. We are still dead. We will definitely not let you all off. If they didn't die, then so be it. But right now, they were at a disadvantage and the other side was completely fine. In addition, they were even more furious as they saw others enter the mysterious formation with their eyes. Thus, they started fighting again. These mysterious array formations were all transmission array, and the moment the array opened, Chen Shang was teleported into another space. When Chen Shang arrived in this space, he felt that it was different from what he had imagined. He had thought that there were many good things inside, but he didn't expect it to be inside a small room that was completely white. "Hello, is there anyone here?" Chen Shang shouted. He could not see anything inside. "There's no one here, but there's half of a ghost." Suddenly, a mischievous voice was heard. It sounded like the voice of an old man. "Why is it half a ghost?" Chen Shang was extremely curious, so he asked. Soon after, Chen Shang saw an illusion. This illusion only had an upper body, and was an old man with white hair. Chen Shang finally understood why he was pretending to be a ghost, because the illusion had only half a shadow. "What the hell are you?" Chen Shang was not afraid, and asked, because the shadow did not seem to have any power, it was just a spirit body or a memory soul, that's all. "You must have gone through a lot to be able to enter here, right? After all, you are only at the early stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm." The old man laughed. "You know it well, it was not easy for Chen Shang to be here. Although he knew how to find the mysterious array, it was very easy for people to track him when he was searching. You're pretty lucky to have met me. If you had gone to such an empty place, you might have cried." The old man laughed. "That's why I won't let you down." Chen Shang curled his lips. "I won't cry, but I definitely will." "Old grandpa, what do you have here? I've heard that activating this kind of formation can grant one the inheritance, right?" Quote. "That's not right. The only reason why I can activate this formation is because I might be able to obtain the inheritance." "It isn't certain," the old man said. "I don't have much inheritance for you, only one." "What kind of inheritance do you want? Once you say it, you can't change it. You have to think about it carefully." Chen Shang had thought that he would get some kind of godly skills or some rare treasures. He never expected that the inheritance would be like this. He thought it was good to have at least what he wanted. He quickly made up his mind. "I need medicinal recipes and ingredients that can quickly improve within the Venerable Ancestor realm." Chen Shang said, as long as there was such a thing, he would be able to reach the Venerable Ancestor later stage in no time. Furthermore, there was a heaven-defying being like the time ghost here. He only needed to consume a bit of the Tao crystal to be able to break through in the shortest time possible. "Well, the inheritance you need is really special. However, it's not good if you need a pill formula and medicinal herbs because you might not be able to refine one. Even if you were to refine one for someone else, it would still be very difficult. You must know that this pill is not easy to refine at all." The old man said. "Didn't you just say it? You can't change it once you say it. Why are you still talking so much to me?" Chen Shang laughed. "Give it to me quickly." "You little rascal, yeah, you can't change that when you say it, okay." The old man sighed and took out a jade box. He said, "There are 3 types of medicinal herbs. The name is not important. You only need to know to refine these 3 types of medicinal herbs together." Chen Shang received it and asked, "Then what's the name of the pellet that was refined?" 9 Turn Yuan Zundan. The old man said, "This will help you break through to the late stage. However, the condition is that you have to grow a lot of medicinal ingredients to concoct this kind of pill. This requires a lot of time." Quote. "I got it." These things were not difficult for Chen Shang. "Alright, then I'll send you out of here," the old man said. "I don't want to return to the transmission array that I entered." Chen Shang hurriedly said. When he came in, a great battle had already broken out at that place. "No problem, let's go." The old man laughed and sent Chen Shang off. Chen Shang appeared in a forest. This was still the colorful forest, but he was far away from the place he had entered. My luck is really not bad. Chen Shang previously thought that that kind of mysterious array would definitely have an inheritance, but after going there once, he realized that it was not for sure. Moreover, he had used a large number of Tao crystal to open the formation. He had used 10,000 to refine the Tao Jing bead, and another 30,000 to open the formation. His dozens of myriad Tao crystals were only enough for him to use more than 10 times, and these dozens of times were not always for him to pass on. He was unlucky and might not even be able to meet that old man. Chen Shang threw the medicinal ingredients to the Mei Jing sisters, letting them see if they can grow it quickly. Then, he took out the Dao Jing bead and continued to search for that mysterious array. This time, he did not proceed inside the colorful forest. Although it was beautiful inside, there were more people squatting inside. After all, the environment was good and many people wanted to stay. Hence, he planned to go to a place with a very harsh environment, and that was the White Bones Imperial. He used teleportation and quickly arrived at a very desolate place in White Bones Imperial. There were bones everywhere, and he wasn't sure if there were any powerful guys around. Let's see if there are any mysterious formations around here. Chen Shang took out the Dao Jing bead and tested it out. Soon, the Dao Jing bead had a reaction. Not long after, he found a transmission array. He used 3 trillion Dao crystal to open the transmission array and was teleported to a white space. It was the same as last time. However, his luck was not so good. He did not encounter any, half a ghost. He shouted for a while, but there was no reaction. However, he still persisted in staying inside and shouting. After a while, he was automatically transported out of the formation. Bastard, damn you! Chen Shang kept cursing and trampling on the mysterious transmission array, which wasted 3 trillion of his Dao crystal. Chapter 2924. Chen Shang still had a lot of Dao crystal, he had even planned to give it a try. This was just like gambling, he would have to try his luck. After that, he searched the White Bones Imperial for legends. In this month, he had found a total of 8, but there weren't even a single ghost inside. Damn it, he kicked the skull at his feet, sending it flying. Damned half-ghost, why don't you come out? Chen Shang continuously kicked away a few skulls, and said, it must be the White Bones Imperial's transmission array, this place is so strange, we have to find somewhere else. He then returned to the colorful forest and tried to open the transmission array once more. Even though he was faced with the trouble of being tracked, he succeeded in opening the transmission array in the end and went back into the white space. This time, he still didn't meet a single ghost, and he didn't even bother to scold them anymore. It's already the 10th time, if I fail 10 times in a row, I will go find Time Ghost. Although I can't really see what it is, there's at least a ghost in that place, unlike those darn transmission arrays that don't have half a ghost. Chen Shang had already used up 30 trillion Dao crystal, he only had over a trillion Dao crystal left. It had not even been a month. He had earned it with great effort for a long period of time. If you want to become a prodigal family, then go and gamble, and this will be the situation for Chen Shang. Colorful Forest is also a bird. Chen Shang left the colorful forest and headed towards the flying dragon ghost realm. It was easy to be discovered by a lot of people in the colorful forest. Since the results were the same, he felt that those places without people were better. At least he wouldn't need to worry about being hunted down. Not long after arriving at Flying Dragon Ghost Realm, he quickly found a transmission array. He searched for it along the way, and just like before, he threw 3 trillion into the space where the legendary Dao crystal were placed, opening the transmission array. Very quickly, after the transmission array opened, he arrived in a white space. Hey, is there anyone here? Chen Shang lazily shouted. He did not have much hope as well, he just wanted to quickly use up all his Dao crystal so that he could feel at ease in concocting pills. Unexpectedly, at this time, an astonished voice sounded out, "It's you. It's only been a month or so, and you're here again." Quote, "Half-ghost old man, I've finally seen you, ha ha ha." When Chen Shang saw the old man, he laughed out loud. "What is it? Have you tried it many times before?" the old man asked in surprise. "Yeah, I was really unlucky 9 times before. Now we finally meet an unlucky old man like you." Chen Shang sighed, "It used me so many Dao crystal." The old man's mouth twitched, and said, "You little brat, there are actually so many Dao crystal, where did you get them from? Are the Dao crystal outside that easy to find now?" Quote, "I picked it up." Chen Shang laughed, "I'm not a child, do you think I'm so easy to deceive? How the hell did you get it?" The old man was very curious about this. "If I don't tell you, you won't give me the inheritance?" Chen Shang asked. "Yes." The old man chuckled, "Speak quickly." "I earned it from selling the pills." Chen Shang said, "I can refine Wazun Dan and sell them." Many people are fighting to buy them, but that place is under the control of an evil force, so I can only sneakily sell them, or else I will have more Dao crystal. What Chen Shang said was the truth, he had to use Mouse Man even if he wanted to sell the Dao crystal. So it's like that. The situation outside is actually so complicated. The elder had a serious expression on his face. It seemed that this matter was of great concern to him. Oh right, I realized that I didn't need that many Dao crystal to activate those transmission arrays, but they did take away so many of my Dao crystal. Chen Shang snorted, what are you doing with the extra Dao crystal? Of course the extra Dao crystal were moved to the Flying Dragon Pagoda. The old man said, otherwise, why do you think there are so many Dao crystal here in Flying Dragon Pagoda? So this is how it goes back to normal. Could it be that a lot of people are consuming Dao crystal here? Chen Shang did not know about this. Of course, you just didn't notice, because this place is very big. The old man said, what inheritance do you want? Now you have to think carefully. There are all kinds of legacies, right? Chen Shang asked. If you don't, you can change it. The old man did not directly answer Chen Shang. Chen Shang snorted, it's not that powerful. Chen Shang had not thought about what kind of inheritance he would want, and now he was desperately thinking about what kind of inheritance. I want a legacy that can control time, said. Time Ghost could do it, but if it was possible, he could use his time and energy to cover the medicinal herbs that were being used. No, I don't. The old man's words poured a bucket of cold water on Chen Shang, who was secretly excited. HMPH, you don't even have that, and you still dare to say that it's the myriad Dao's inheritance. Chen Shang said in disdain, how can you not have one? There must be, right? Quote. Yes, but I can't give it to you. You need to comprehend the time laws yourself. If you give them to me as you please, it will be a mess, so I can't give it to you. The old man said. Abominable half-ghost old man. Chen Shang cursed in his heart. That was an inheritance that he had thought of with great difficulty, but it actually had no effect. Can you give me a way to make Dao crystal? Chen Shang said. This way, I won't have to work so hard to find the Dao crystal. No, think of another one. The old man shook his head. You little brat, you always think of these kinds of evil ways. Controlling the time is not a demonic thing, okay. Chen Shang curled his lips, let me think about it. This inheritance was not omnipotent, so Chen Shang had to think about it in many ways when he thought about it, because he did not know when he would be able to see the half-ghost old man again. Give me the fire inheritance, the most powerful flames, such as those cultivated by world-defying stage S. Chen Shang said. If he concocted pills with flames that were even stronger, it would bring him a lot of convenience. World-defying stage. You actually know about this realm. The old man could not believe what he was seeing. The little imp in front of him was truly shocking. I heard that there are such inheritances. Chen Shang asked. Of course I do, but you need to train by yourself, so I'm not going to guide you. The old man gave Chen Shang a piece of paper, and said, this is the world-defying God-Fire's mental cultivation method, you can comprehend it yourself. The world-defying God-Fire is really strong. Chen Shang took a look at it, and then memorized the incantation. It was indeed very profound. Is there a connection between the world-defying God-Fire and the myriad Dao's divine arts? Or did the world-defying God-Fire come out of the myriad Dao technique? Chen Shang asked again. You cultivate the myriad Dao divine arts. The old man was shocked again. I was lucky. Chen Shang nodded. You can even get lucky like this. The old man curled his lips. Chen Shang always said things that were difficult to do very easily. The myriad Dao divine arts allowed people to cultivate to the world-defying stage, and world-defying God-Fire is a cultivation technique from the world-defying stage. The world-defying God-Fire should be much stronger than the myriad Dao divine arts. The old man said. That's good then, take me out, Chen Shang said. Chapter 2925. Chen Shang was quite satisfied with the inheritance that was world-defying God-Fire. If it was really as powerful as the half-ghost old man said, he felt that it would definitely be of great help in refining pills. Cultivating would be more difficult. He could tell from the chants and incantations that the more difficult something was, the more he would like to challenge it. After Chen Shang was sent out of the space, he immediately returned to the Divine Ghost Imperial country to look for him. If Long Tengyun did not find the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, the High Priest's plan would be successful and the world-defying dragon demon would be resurrected. At that time, he would be in danger. Only by making himself strong, would he be able to place all his hopes on nothing. Although Chen Shang had spent several tens of trillions, he had actually obtained two kinds of good legacies. The first was the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan's medicinal ingredients, so if he successfully refined this kind of pellet, he would be able to quickly cultivate within the Venerable Ancestor realm. At that time, he would be able to give this pill to Lin Jishan, great clan elder, and the others to eat. Mei Jing sisters could also use this method to increase their cultivation. Chen Shang once again went to Time Ghost's room. At this moment, he was bargaining with Time Ghost, hoping that he could be cheaper, but this Time Ghost refused to lower the price no matter what. After all, he knew that Chen Shang was a tycoon, and every time Chen Shang came to find him, it was at a very critical moment. Since Chen Shang could not say anything, he could only go according to the price of the Time Ghost. The time he bought this room was one of the larger ones. The time spent on this room was 1 year outside, and the Time Ghost had to spend a huge amount of time on this room. After using it once, he would need to rest for a few days to recover. Inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa, Mei Jing sisters and Long Chiumu had already grown a lot of 9-turn Yuanzun Dan's medicine, so Chen Shang took out a portion and began to refine it. 9-turn Yuanzun Dan only had 3 medicinal ingredients, 1 flower, 1 fruit, and 1 grass, all of which were purple in color. It looked to be of the same color, making Chen Shang feel that it would be very easy to refine. Previously, Wazun Dan were so difficult to refine that he could even successfully fuse them. Thus, he felt that this 9-turn Yuanzun Dan should not be too difficult. However, after he started refining for an hour, he realized that the difficulty of refining this 9-turn Yuanzun Dan far exceeded that of refining Wazun Dan. What's going on? Chen Shang was unable to understand the situation he had just encountered. He had only released flames to burn the medicinal ingredients, but those medicinal ingredients did not react at all when they met flames. He continued burning for an hour before those medicinal herbs turned into ashes. After that, there was nothing left of them. Just a moment ago, it was still fine, but in the blink of an eye it suddenly turned into dust and disappeared. Can these medicinal herbs really be used for pill forging? Chen Shang looked at the 3 purple-colored medicinal herbs in his hands. He didn't know what kind of medicinal ingredients these were nor what their characteristics were. Chen Shang did not believe it, and continued to refine. He tried again, and an hour later, just like before, the herbs that were just right suddenly turned into ashes. This is really strange. Chen Shang immediately made his 3rd attempt, and controlled the time well. Seeing that an hour was about to pass, he immediately withdrew the flames, leaving the pill furnace in a state where it was not being burned at all. There were no more flames in the furnace, so Chen Shang carefully observed to see if there would be any changes to the herbs after an hour. Soon, an hour had passed. To his surprise, the medicinal herbs were turned to ashes. Just like the previous 2 times, after they were turned to dust, the dust instantly disappeared. He had never encountered such a situation before, nor had he heard of it before. He did not know what was going on. This is going to be troublesome. Chen Shang held his chin and thought about the reason. No matter how he thought about it, he couldn't come up with a solution. Thus, he could only take out the medicinal ingredients and start the 4th refining process. This time, he only used the flame to burn for a moment before stopping. The rest of the time, he observed the changes of the medicinal herbs. He was only doing it to confirm his guess. An hour later, the 3 medicinal herbs suddenly turned into ashes and disappeared. Previously, he had guessed that the moment the 3 medicinal herbs came into contact with the flames, they would turn into ashes within an hour. What kind of medicinal herb is this? To think that it would be so delicate and expensive. Just a touch of flame and it would be dead. Chen Shang felt that it was inconceivable. If he couldn't touch the flames, how could he refine it? This was simply impossible to refine. Right now, he could only search through the heavenly alchemy and see if he could find a solution to this problem. He studied for a few days, but was unable to find any methods. This made him feel extremely helpless. He wanted to ask someone else, but he didn't know who to ask. Even if he went to the Master Wang to look for him, he wouldn't be able to help if he encountered such a problem. Forget it, I'll just cultivate the world-defying God Fire first. Maybe I can use the world-defying God Fire to refine it. Chen Shang had memorized the world-defying God Fire's mental cultivation method before, and now he was trying to understand the deep meaning behind it. In order to understand the contents of the book, he had spent a whole year reading it, but he had only managed to understand a few sentences. At this time, the time ghost also wanted to rest. The power of time had been withdrawn. He had been inside for a year, and it was only the past day outside, which saved him a lot of time. The world-defying god fire is powerful indeed. Chen Xiang didn't know it before, but after he tried to comprehend the contents inside, he realized how terrifying the world-defying god fire was. What he found inconceivable was that this type of flame did not have a formless and colorless form. After using it, it would not be like the other flames, with all kinds of colors and shapes. World-defying god fire could not see it, but she could feel the temperature. As for how high the temperature she could feel, Chen Xiang was not clear about that. Right now, he only had a simple understanding of world-defying god fire, as well as a basic cultivation method. The world-defying god fire could only be cultivated in the world-defying stage, and he had to start cultivating now. He was not sure if he could succeed either, so he could only try. He waited for a few days, and after the time ghost finished resting, he gave the 200 billion Dao crystal to the time ghost. He was going to start training the world-defying god fire according to the mantra. World-defying god fires were even harder to cultivate than Chen Xiang imagined. They needed to condense a large amount of Dao energy to become world-defying god fires. Right now his cultivation was only at the early stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Although his cultivation could compare to mid-stage or even late stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm, it was still extremely strenuous for him to cultivate it. Even after releasing all of his cultivation, it was still difficult for him to form the world-defying god fire. I should be able to condense a world-defying god fire. My body's strength and Dao power have already reached the standard. As long as I try a few more times, I will definitely succeed. Chen Xiang knew that it was impossible for him to condense an extremely strong world-defying god fire in an instant, but condensing a small amount of world-defying god fire was still possible. Chapter 2926. Chen Xiang was also very much looking forward to the world-defying god fire, and when he thought about how he could cultivate such a strong flame, he had a lot of motivation and continuously tried it out. Forming the world-defying god fire required a lot of Dao power, so he was now using 90% of his Dao power to condense it. He had to gather so much Dao energy in his body and then do it according to the mantra. However, why did you have to use world-defying god fires all the time? He kept trying like this every day. Initially, he felt that 90% of his Dao energy was insufficient, and then he used all the Dao energy in his body to try. However, he still could not succeed. Just like this, he continued to try every day, and in the blink of an eye, a year had passed. In this year, he constantly repeated one thing every day. He did not remember how many times he had failed. He only knew that he had to cultivate a world-defying god fire, and no matter how many times he failed, he could not give up. If he gave up, all his efforts would have been in vain. Furthermore, he felt that after cultivating the world-defying god fire, he would be able to refine the 9-turn Yuan Zundan. This way, condensing the world-defying god fire would become extremely important. I must succeed. Chen Xiang had been trying for so many days, and he clearly knew why he couldn't succeed. The main reason was that the flow of his Dao energy still wasn't smooth enough. When he mobilized his Dao energy inside the 6 souls, it would rush out fiercely from within the 6 souls. Then, he needed to let the Dao energy flow out from his Dao veins in the shortest time possible, and then pass through the profound door. In the end, he would gather the Dao energy and circulate it according to the chant of the mental cultivation method to his entire body. Right now, he knew that he hadn't done enough in the previous stage. Although he could move smoothly in the previous stage, it was still slow. Actually, he was not slow either, because he could complete it in an instant, but it was still a lot slower than the process of forming the world-defying god fire. For this, he still had to practice harder. Only by repeating the process over and over again would he be able to make himself faster and faster, and finally succeed. The time ghost did not know what Chen Xiang was doing. In the past, he could only know that Chen Xiang was either refining pills or cultivating. But now, Chen Xiang was meditating in this room every day. It did not seem like he was cultivating. The third time ghost said, I can begin, give me the Dao crystal. After Chen Xiang gave the time ghost Dao crystal, he began cultivating his world-defying god fire. Half a year later, Chen Xiang suddenly spread open his palm. He looked at the heat emitted from his palm, and was instantly ecstatic, because he had already successfully cultivated the world-defying god fire. The world-defying god fire was indeed formless and colorless, so currently, there seemed to be nothing on Chen Zhang's palm except for Chen Shang, who knew that a mysterious world-defying god fire was burning in his own palm. It's not that hot. Chen Shang could only feel a hint of heat, but he knew that the temperature of this world-defying god fire was extremely scary. The other flames were usually emitting scorching hot auras, which was why they looked so terrifying. But world-defying god fire were different. Even if Chen Shang did not intentionally hide it, the flames themselves could control the heat and release it internally. Therefore, the temperature inside the world-defying god fire was extremely scary. My Tao energy is limited. Even with all my strength, I can only condense this little bit. Chen Shang let out a light breath, closed his eyes, and allowed himself to recover quickly. In this way, he would be able to have a very good mental state to condense the world-defying god fire. After resting for a while, he took out Tianchuang Furnace S and the materials to refine them. He was prepared to use the world-defying god fire S to refine this kind of strange medicine. Even though the world-defying god fire is only a tiny bit, the temperature that this tiny bit of flame releases is much more terrifying than the world creation flame that I condensed with all my might. This should be enough to help me refine the 9-turn Yuan Zundan. Chen Shang was extremely confident in this flame. Very quickly, he began to refine. He placed the world-defying god fire that he had formed before into the pill furnace to burn the 3 purple medicinal ingredients. Just like before, after the 3 purple-colored medicinal ingredients were burnt by the flames, there was no reaction, which made Chen Shang knit his brows. Right now, he could only patiently wait for an hour. This was because that medicinal plant would react after an hour, and only then would one know how effective it was. As he patiently waited, Chen Shang also felt a bit apprehensive. If he did not succeed, he could only find other ways to quickly break through the Venerable Ancestor realm. As for what he could do, he had no idea. Very quickly, an hour had passed and Chen Shang was extremely disappointed, because those 3 purple-colored medicinal herbs were still turned to ash, and then, they disappeared. Just when he was disappointed, he suddenly felt that the world-defying god fire in the furnace had a very strange reaction. Previously, when he was controlling this kind of world-defying god fire, it was very pleasing to his heart, but now, this kind of world-defying god fire had become very irritable, and actually wanted to struggle free from his control. What's going on? Chen Shang immediately suppressed the world-defying god fire, and when he did, he sensed that there was an extremely shocking change to the world-defying god fire. Within his Tianchuang furnace, a ball of purple light had actually appeared. Purple blob of light. Could it be the form of the 3 medicinal ingredients that were refined earlier? Chen Shang suddenly understood that the 3 medicinal herbs had not disappeared even after turning to ashes, but they were still in a very special form. That form was the same as the world-defying god fire. They were both formless and colorless, so he could not observe them and mistook them for having disappeared. And now, because of the existence of the world-defying god fire, it could be seen after those medicinal ingredients were refined. Chen Shang guessed that it was because the world-defying god fire had absorbed the power of the medicine, and he could sense the world-defying god fire. Furthermore, with the world-defying god fire's own characteristics, it had changed the concealed form of the medicine. In the end, it revealed its true form. Looks like I'll be succeeding soon. Chen Shang was suddenly excited. He then used his previous refining techniques to refine this ball of purple light. This pill requires world-defying god fire to refine. Does the creator of this pill know about world-defying god fire? Chen Shang thought. He felt that the world-defying god fire was just like a container, able to absorb the 9-turn Yuan Zundan's medicinal herbs, which was the special medicinal effect of the 9-turn Yuan Zundan, in order for this medicinal effect to be noticed by others. Only when he was observed and felt could he undergo refinement. The state of concealment that he was in previously, was something that Chen Shang could not see nor sense. It was like disappearing, there was nothing he could do about it. Alright, I'm about to succeed. Chen Shang had already compressed that ball of purple mist bit by bit as the purple mist started to contract, condensing into a small ball of purple light. Not long after, a purple pellet appeared within the Tianchuang furnace. Chen Shang had finally refined the 9-turn Yuan Zundan. Chapter 2927. Chen Shang held onto the 9-turn Yuan Zundan and let out a long sigh. He had struggled for more than 2 years and had finally succeeded in refining it. I wonder how effective it will be. If it doesn't have any effect, I will definitely find the half-ghost old man to scold him. Chen Shang put the pellet into his mouth and swallowed it. The moment he ate it, the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan melted and the medicinal power rushed into his divine sense CS. The 6 souls in his divine sense C was connected by 6 purple rivers. The 6 divine beasts of the 6 souls S had their chests poured into by the purple river and were constantly imbuing them with that purple energy. In just a short while, Chen Shang already felt strong indications of 6 souls. Even though it was still relatively slow, the effect could still be seen. If he did not have the help of the medicinal pellets, he would have to spend a lot of time to cultivate in the Venerable Ancestor realm. Even if he used the time power of the Time Ghost, he would still need a lot of time. However, if he were to use pellets, then he only needed to borrow the Time Ghost's time power to refine a few more pellets and then eat them to cultivate outside. This way, he could save a lot of time in Dao Crystal. Very quickly, this pellet was refined by him, and the effect made him very satisfied. This was because the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan still had a lot of room for improvement. For example, he could use the crash method to refine it. The 9-turn Yuanzun Dan's were very hard to refine at the beginning, but it would be very easy at the end. In the past 2 years, Mei Jing's sisters and Long Chiumu had grown many 9-turn Yuanzun Dan's medicinal ingredients, so Chen Shang did not lack any medicinal ingredients at all. What he lacked most was just time. If that's the case, I should be able to break through very soon. Chen Shang chuckled, then took out the medicine ingredients to continue refining. He planned to refine dozens of pills in one go, and then eat outside. With his previous experience of success, his next refining speed was much faster than before. However, he would have to add a collision step later. This would slow down the time, but it would bring a lot of benefits. Half a year later, he had refined 59-turn Yuanzun Dan that had gone through 3 stages of crash. Now, he too was leaving the Time Ghost's room, and was prepared to find a safe place to eat and cultivate. Just as he reached the wide path of the Divine Ghost Imperial Country, his communication jade symbol paper suddenly trembled, and he quickly took it out. It's Long Tenyan's. Chen Shang had previously given Long Tenyan a piece of communication jade symbol paper. Earlier, Long Tenyan went to the Dead Land to look for the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Now that he was able to send a message to Chen Shang, it meant that he had already left the Dead Land, but was still within the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. Chen Shang, are you still in Myriad Dao Mausoleum? I found some clues related to the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Long Tenyan sent out a message. Where are you in Colorful Forest? I'll go over right now. He had stayed in the Time Ghost for 3 years, but not much time had passed outside. He calculated, and adding the time he had spent searching for the mysterious array, it would only be 2 or 3 months since Long Tenyan had entered the Dead Land. Chen Shang did not expect him to come out so quickly, and even found some clues. The fact that the world-defying stage dragon ancestor was actually here was good news for Chen Shang. At least, he wouldn't need to worry about being hunted down by the strong high priest, and he wouldn't need to worry about the world-defying dragon demon coming and exterminating him after it revived. Long Tenyan was still hiding in the colorful forest. After contacting him, Chen Shang found out where he was and immediately rushed over. Very quickly, he arrived at the place where Long Tenyan was hiding. Senior, do you have any clues? Seeing Long Tenyan, Chen Shang anxiously asked, as Long Tenyan did not tell him about it in the communication talisman and wanted to talk about it. Just as Chen Shang asked, he found out that Long Tenyan's condition was not very good, he was actually injured. Long Tenyan's strength was not on par with the high priests, he was considered one of the top existences beneath the world-defying stage, but he still suffered from heavy injuries, so who actually injured him? The dragon ancestor is indeed in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, and with the world-defying stage Dao ancestor. Long Tenyan sighed, they are inside the Dead Land, but, sigh. Senior, what happened to your injury? Is it related to the Dead Land? The Dead Land sounded very mysterious. From the words Long Tenyan had said just now, could tell that the world-defying stage Dao ancestor and the world-defying stage dragon ancestor might have met with some trouble inside. Long Tenyan nodded his head, I was chased all the way here. Luckily, they met some blood-colored people on the way here and fought with them, so I could safely hide. Chased down, Chen Shang found it even more strange, what happened to the 2 ancestors in Dead Land? What did you meet in there? Quote, they're in terrible shape inside, trapped. I don't know much, but this Myriad Dao Mausoleum isn't as simple as we think. The situation is extremely complicated. Long Tenyan said, when I was in Dead Land, I encountered a wisp of the dragon ancestor's soul fragment. After I had a simple conversation with this wisp of his soul fragment, I was attacked by a group of black-robed people. The black-cloaked person is extremely powerful. I haven't even exchanged 10 moves with them before I was severely injured by them. After that, I fled all the way here. Chen Shang took in a breath of cold air. Long Tengyun was so powerful, to think that he would be heavily injured after less than 100 exchanges with his opponent. From this, it could be seen that the group of people before him were all as strong as Long Tengyun. Is the dead land related to world-defying dragon demon? Chen Shang thought for a while, then asked. It doesn't matter. Although the flying dragon pagoda is holding the world-defying dragon demon, the world-defying dragon demon is not a big threat to the two forefathers. The biggest threat is the fellow inside the dead land. Dragon Ancestor told me, the original intention of this myriad Dao mausoleum was to lure that fellow in and trap him inside, and world-defying stage Dao Ancestor was the bait. Quote, even though we successfully lured him in and sealed him inside the dead land, that guy is becoming more and more powerful, that's all I know. Long Tengyun's face became extremely ugly. The flying dragon pagoda was facing the crisis of the world-defying dragon demon's revival, and the inside of the myriad Dao mausoleum had also become very unstable. If the worst really happened, they didn't know where to hide. Don't worry. Chen Shang patted Long Tengyun's shoulder. Senior, you should heal your injuries first, we will definitely have a way to get through this. Long Tengyun nodded his head, and said, Chen Shang, you better make a trip to Dead Land because that wisp of Dragon Ancestor's soul fragment is still inside. Before he can even finish speaking to me, I'm already being attacked. And you have a very strong concealment technique. I think you should be able to discuss this matter with Dragon Ancestor. Chapter 2928. The incomparably powerful two patriarchs of the world-defying stage were actually trapped inside, and they were even trapped inside the myriad Dao mausoleum they had constructed. Chen Shang only wanted to know who it was that had trapped them. Are you sure those guys won't find me? Chen Shang naturally wanted to go to the Dead Land and ask about the soul of the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor, as long as he knew what was going on there. There are a lot of them, but they are not the type that should be paid attention to, if not I would not have easily mixed in. In short, right now the Dead Land is their territory, the Dragon Ancestor and the others cannot leave the Dead Land, only having a portion of their souls wandering around inside. Long Tengyun said. Okay, I will go and tell me the location of that soul fragment. I wonder if I can find it by rushing over now. Chen Shang said. He had already decided. Long Tengyun told Chen Shang the location of the soul fragments, and then Chen Shang immediately headed to Dead Land. Long Tengyun would stay in the colorful forest and wait for Chen Shang to come back. Previously, Chen Shang had brought Long Tengyun to Dead Land before, and he already knew which direction the Dead Land was in. Now, he could teleport there in half a day. Currently, he was only outside of Dead Land, he did not know what kind of dangers lay deep inside, and would not rashly teleport there. This was why he could walk, and walk from the outside. This way, he could slowly remove the Dead Land's mysterious veil. The Dead Lands were all black. When Chen Shang stepped onto the black ground, he grabbed a handful of black soil to examine it carefully. What a strange soil, it actually contains a very rich life force. Chen Shang never thought that he would have to use his fire to burn the soil to refine the power of life. He immediately made a pile of soil and placed it in the Yuyao Mountain Villa, letting her know. This is a very fertile soil. Zhang Sijing was shocked. Even if it's us, it would take us tens of thousands of years to use a large amount of life force to nourish this soil. Chen Shang was very surprised. From the name of the Dead Land, it seemed like it was related to the evil of death, but the soil here was actually so fertile. But why is there not a single plant here? Hurry up and bring in more. Zhang Sime said, if we use these to grow medicinal herbs, then its growth rate will be even faster. How much of this soil is there? Quote. Chen Shang looked around and said, a lot, they are everywhere, but why is it that even though the soil is so good, not a single blade of grass grows on it? Quote. Chen Shang roughly told them about the situation here. Not only was this place barren, there was also the possibility of a large group of demons hiding here. You should plant something outside. Zhang Sijing said, if there are other reactions, we can find the problem within. In short, from our point of view, there is no problem with this soil. Quote. Chen Shang took out some of the fastest growing grass seeds and placed them on the ground, before watering the world god's spring. Very quickly, the grass seed began to sprout, and in a short period of time, it had grown to the height of half a person. In less than an hour, it had already sprouted a few acres of grass, and the speed of its growth was so fast that Chen Shang could only click his tongue. No problem. Just as Chen Shang finished speaking, a gust of wind suddenly blew over, causing the green grass and grass to slightly rustle. Chen Shang looked at the lively grass and couldn't help but smile, but when the wind blew, the grass suddenly withered. All of the grass, life force was instantly sucked dry by the wind, almost all of it disappearing in the blink of an eye. Now, Chen Shang understood why the soil here was fertile but not growing at all. It turned out that there was a strange wind that could quickly devour life force. What ghost wind is this? Chen Shang suddenly felt his own life force being drained, and luckily he managed to react in time. Using the power of space, he was not affected by the gust of wind when he was cut off from the space. Chen Shang was sure that there was no problem with the soil here, it was because of the wind that could suck out their vitality quickly, causing no plants here. After confirming that there was nothing wrong with the soil, Chen Shang started to transport the soil in handfuls towards his Divine Sense Sea World. He planned to let all the places in the Divine Sense Sea World that he could store soil be covered with this black soil. As long as he grew plants on top of the soil, it would not look so black and ugly. Alright, this dead land is pretty big, it should be big enough to fill my Divine Sense Sea World. Chen Shang then unceremoniously transported the black soil to Divine Sense Sea World. He already had the strength of Venerable Ancestor Realm, and he had a large group of mouse man-s below him to loosen up the soil, so he quickly dug out a lot of soil. This soil is only 30 meters deep, but it is still extremely bouncy. After Chen Shang dug further down, he realized that the black soil did not go all the way down, it was only that there was this black soil on the surface that was around 30 meters. In the following 10 days, he used an extremely fast speed to dig out a large piece of black soil from the dead land and placed it inside his own Divine Sense Sea World. If the area he dug up was filled with water, it would be a very large lake. Chen Shang still remembered the important thing that caused him to enter this place. Right now, he had to speed deeper into the dead land to search for the soul fragments of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. I wonder if this fellow has run around. Chen Shang had hidden himself just in case the black-robed man discovered him. When Long Tengyan was previously injured by the black-robed man, his injuries could already be considered serious. From this, it could be seen just how terrifying the black-cloaked man was. If he were to encounter one and be attacked from all sides, he would definitely be unable to withstand it. Chen Shang searched according to Long Tengyan's instructions, but didn't find any soul fragments of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Instead, he found traces of many fights, as well as Long Tengyan's footprints. It could prove that Long Tengyan was right, there was indeed an intense battle going on here. The soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor is already gone. How can I find it? Chen Shang had originally planned to send out Mouse Man to help him search, but that strange wind would appear in the depths of the cave from time to time. After thinking about it, Chen Shang also felt that he could only release the Mouse Man to help him search. If you meet any strange wind, let Mouse Man burrow deep into the ground to hide. That was what Chen Shang had done when he told Mouse Man to dig the black soil. In order to quickly find the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, he sent out thousands of rats to search for it. He did not make the heaven-devouring rat turn into a human, it would be very conspicuous. After it becomes a mouse, it would be the same color as the black soil, and would be hard to find. In addition, these rats were very fast. Even if they encountered the black-robed man, they would be able to escape. Chapter 2929. The dead land was lifeless to begin with, when thousands of rats suddenly appeared. Although the aura of life released by them was weak, the black-robed man who had been looking for them all year round could sense it. After they sensed the presence of life, they immediately went to find the source of the aura. What confused them was that there were a lot of life auras coming from all directions. They had never encountered such a situation. In the past, there were, but never so many auras. Even if it was a group of beasts, they would be weak if they were able to enter this place. Their life force had long since been sucked dry by the outside. Chen Shang controlled over 1,000 heaven-devouring rat, but he suddenly saw the black-robed man that Long Tengyan mentioned. This black-robed man was indeed powerful, but just after seeing him, they had already arrived. 2 black-robed men in a group. When Chen Shang saw the black-robed man, he immediately controlled the heaven-devouring rat to drill deeper into the ground. The speed at which Chen Shang drilled was extremely fast, and he even suddenly changed his direction from there. However, even if Chen Zhang's heaven-devouring rat managed to quickly avoid the black-robed man's attack, it had been killed after it could feel a tremor. It had lost contact with the black-robed man. He actually used such a powerful force to kill my rat. At this time, Chen Shang could feel a strong vibration reaching him from where he was. At the same time, the strong vibrations came from all directions. It was caused by the heaven-devouring rat being attacked by extremely strong forces. Not long after, 10 heaven-devouring rat were killed. They actually knew that my heaven-devouring rat was moving so quickly. It looks like they have no choice but to hide deep underground. Chen Shang could not control the heaven-devouring rat to go deeper into the ground, otherwise it would not take long for it to be all killed. Unexpectedly, there were many people in black robes here. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for them to kill his mice in such a short amount of time. After controlling the heaven-devouring rat deep inside, the dead land became much quieter. Otherwise, the heaven-devouring rat would be discovered very quickly and be attacked and killed by the black-robed men with his extremely strong power. Although the heaven-devouring rat had hidden deep underground, it could still sense the situation on the ground. Through the heaven-devouring rat, he found out that the black-cloaked man was flying on the ground. I wonder if I can find the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Chen Shang was also flying in the air at the moment, but he had already hidden himself, concealing any presence so that the black-robed man would not be able to detect him. Chen Shang continued to search for the soul fragments of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, and at the same time, used the heaven-devouring rat S to test his strength. Finally, he discovered that the black-robed people were extremely sensitive to life force, even if it was just a tiny bit. As for the heaven-devouring rat, it was hiding deep underground. Although it was releasing its life force, it was sealed off by the thick black soil. Chen Shang did not know when he would be able to find the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, nor did he know if the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor was still there. After all, it was only a wisp of soul that the world-defying stage dragon ancestor had left behind, and was only used to contact the outside world. I can only continue to search. Chen Shang planned to use a year's time to search for it. If he did not find it within a year, he would treat it as a part of the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor being destroyed. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. During this time, he had accidentally let 3 heaven-devouring rats appear and be killed by the black-robed man. Right now, he also had a certain level of understanding towards the black-robed men. He had met them before, but they had never been discovered. These black-robed people had a very dense life aura around them. Their bodies were completely wrapped up and their faces could not be seen. They were all wearing a black robe and flying in the air with a very long greatsword in their hands. Other than that, Chen Shang also knew that these black-robed men were not some kind of evil demon, because they did not have any extremely evil auras on their bodies. For example, although Long Qiumu was a more gentle dragon demon, she still had some evil qi on her body. This made Chen Shang feel that the black-robed men were humans. I wonder what kind of origins these guys have. Judging from their auras, they are very similar to humans. Furthermore, they have such dense life force. It should be due to their vigorous auras. Chen Shang had met quite a few black-robed men, but he did not make a move. Most of the people in black robes were two. It seemed like there were only 2 of them, but as long as they met 2, there would be a large group nearby. The black-gowned person was roaming around the center of the dead land like a net. The moment 2 of them were discovered, and they clashed, the other black-gowned people would quickly rush over. Because of this, Long Tengyun was heavily injured all of a sudden. Following that, Chen Shang searched for a few more months, and also wandered around the center of dead land. However, he didn't find anything. Could it be deep underground? Chen Shang could only see a large group of black-robed men in the center of the vast dead land, but he didn't discover anything. Even though he hadn't found anything after searching for a few months, he had already set a time to look for it for a whole year before withdrawing. It had now been half a year. In order to strengthen his search, he had released more heaven-devouring rats to soar into the ground. In just a few short days, more than 200 heaven-devouring rat were killed. More than 200 huge craters appeared in the dead land, all because of the heaven-devouring rats that were attacking them. Whenever these black-cloaked men encounter a living being, they would attack with the same amount of strength. They would attack with their full strength. Is this to ensure that they would be able to kill me in a single strike? Chen Shang realized that the black-robed men were all exactly the same. The power they used was exactly the same as they used to fly. Just as Chen Shang was getting disappointed, one of his heaven-devouring rat was suddenly caught. What's going on? He hastily focused his attention on the heaven-devouring rat, and upon closer inspection, he discovered that the heaven-devouring rat was actually in an underground stone room. The one who caught his heaven-devouring rat was a dignified-looking old man. Who are you? Chen Shang anxiously changed the heaven-devouring rat into human form and got rid of the old man's hand. When the old man saw that the heaven-devouring rat knew how to talk, he was extremely surprised. This rat emperor split his body into two, and what's wrong with him turning into a human? The old man said with a frown. He was also very curious about this. You know the rat emperor? Who are you? Chen Shang was shocked, and asked through the mouse man. He felt that this old man could very likely be the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. It's been many years since I last met him. Back then, it was not easy for him to escape from the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. In the end, he was sealed away. The elder's stern face revealed an expression of reminiscence. He then sighed and said, he should be dead by now. Chapter 2930. Are you the world-defying stage dragon ancestor? Chen Shang asked, and at the same time rushed to the location of the mouse man. You know me. World-defying stage dragon ancestor was slightly surprised, but he quickly thought of something and asked back, were you so lively these past few days because you came to find me? When Chen Shang got close to the underground stone room, he teleported there. That's right, I've been looking for you for more than half a year and lost quite a few of these rats. Chen Shang said with a smile, then kept the heaven-devouring rat into the rat emperor beads. Seeing Chen Zhang's dragon demonic rat emperor beads, world-defying stage dragon ancestor felt that it was very familiar, but he did not ask any further. At this time, he was extremely interested in Chen Shang. He kept having the feeling that Chen Shang was giving him a very familiar feeling. Dragon ancestor, you met Long Tengyun here before, old senior, right? Chen Shang said. At that time, he escaped after being injured by the black-robed man, and after he found me, he told me to come here and find you, and now he has finally found me. This was only a part of the soul of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, so his strength was limited. Therefore, he had to hide underground. Chen Shang did not expect his heaven-devouring rat to accidentally run to his hiding place. Although the world-defying stage dragon ancestor was only a soul fragment, he had a body. Just now, he was able to catch his heaven-devouring rat, but he was not strong, otherwise the heaven-devouring rat would not be able to struggle free so easily. It turns out that Teng Yun asked you to come. He is really reckless. Coming here to find me is really too dangerous. World-defying stage dragon ancestor was extremely clear about the situation here. But now that Chen Shang had found him and he was safe and sound, he felt much better. Yes, he said you still had something you didn't tell him before. Now that he's heavily injured, let me do it. Chen Shang laughed. It's really not easy finding you. Finding the world-defying stage dragon ancestor also made Chen Shang very happy. Although he was a powerful dragon ancestor, he did not have any airs of arrogance. The divine artifact looked serious, but at the moment, he was giving Chen Shang a very kind and gentle feeling. After Chen Shang sat down, the world-defying stage dragon ancestor said, back then, I had spent a lot of energy to split this soul fragment in order to contact the outside world. Over the years, I have only seen Teng Yun, this little brat, but I only spoke a few words with him before I was attacked by the evil ancestral demon guards. Are those black-robed men the evil ancestral demonic guards? Who is the evil ancestor? Chen Shang asked quickly. World-defying stage evil ancestor. He is below us, right in the middle of the dead land. The Tao Father, myself, and this fellow are all there. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor said. The three of them were actually trapped inside. Chen Shang suddenly guessed the reason. Earlier, Long Tengyun said that the world-defying stage dragon ancestor and the world-defying stage Tao ancestor created the Myriad Tao Mausoleum to tempt that strong fellow. Now that the three of them were sealed together, it was clear that world-defying stage Tao ancestor had planned to perish together with him. Back then, the Tao ancestor lured the world-defying stage evil ancestor over here, and after the war with the world-defying stage evil ancestor, both of them were injured. In order to seal the world-defying stage evil ancestor permanently, he had activated the super seal that he had secretly set up to seal both him and the world-defying stage evil ancestor. Later on, in order to help the Tao Father kill world-defying stage evil ancestor, I entered that seal. I thought that the world-defying stage evil ancestor was very easy to kill, but I didn't expect that by the time I entered, his injuries would have already healed quite a bit. And the Tao Father, in order to maintain the seal, consumed a lot of energy. In order to prevent the world-defying stage evil ancestor from recovering to its peak, I fought a battle with the world-defying stage evil ancestor inside, and in the end, both were injured. World-defying stage dragon ancestor's face was filled with helplessness. I don't know why world-defying stage evil ancestor is so powerful, but his recovery rate is astonishing, and his recovery rate is faster than us. Luckily, we were able to always injure him when he was about to recover, and then the three of us fell into the same situation. But this guy had kept his trump card. Originally, I had completely sealed the world-defying dragon demon inside the flying dragon pagoda, but now that the world-defying dragon demon was about to be released, and many mysterious evil ancestral devil guards appeared outside as well. Quote, if the world-defying dragon demon removed the seal and came here, the consequences would be unimaginable. When the world-defying dragon demon and the world-defying stage evil ancestor join hands, the Tao ancestor and I will definitely be suppressed by them. They can also destroy the myriad Tao mausoleum and release the many sealed monsters inside. When that happens, the world created by the Tao ancestor will probably be destroyed. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor said. Now, Chen Shang had already understood that the world-defying dragon demon were created by the world-defying stage evil ancestor. Their relationship was the same as the world-defying stage Tao ancestors and the world-defying stage dragon ancestors. They originally had a master-servant relationship. Then what do we do now? Chen Shang asked. The world-defying dragon demon is about to be resurrected. He is arranging some kind of high priest to help him. Chen Shang told the world-defying stage dragon ancestor what had happened outside. He did not wish for the proud and peerless dragon to gain power. If not, the natural law divine lord would have two great devils as followers. At that time, the natural law world would be even more dangerous. From this, it could be seen that the evil forces within the myriad Tao mausoleum would definitely help the world-defying stage evil ancestor to get out unconditionally. As long as the world-defying stage evil ancestor came out, they would be able to destroy the entire myriad Tao mausoleum, and they would be able to leave the myriad Tao mausoleum to go to the wider world outside. You cultivate the myriad Tao divine arts, right? World-defying stage dragon ancestor grabbed Chen Zhang's wrist, and checked Chen Zhang's body. Chen Shang nodded. He already had a way to enter the Venerable Ancestor later stage in a short amount of time, but he didn't know how to enter the world-defying stage. Okay, after you go back, think of a way to get on the 10th stage of the Flying Dragon Experience place. When you get there, you'll find what I left behind. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor said, when you find the thing I left behind, go find Teng Yun and have him bring you to the dragon ancestor's mysterious land. That place has a power that I inherited. Of course, the most important thing is that there are some important legacies left behind by me that can help you step into the world-defying stage. Quote, Long Tengyun and the others lived in the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, and should be living in there. After Chen Shang memorized everything, he nodded his head and said, all right, I will definitely enter the world-defying stage. Then quickly leave this place, it is getting more and more unsafe. Many evil beings will come here from time to pay their respects to the world-defying stage evil ancestor, and if everything goes well, the world-defying stage evil ancestor will choose the right people from among the evil beings and help them step into the world-defying stage. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor said. Chen Shang thought of the natural law divine lord. This natural law divine lord was currently the bone king of the White Bones Imperial, and he had great potential, and was also at the peak of the venerable ancestor realm. If he could step into the world-defying stage, then it would be even more difficult to deal with him in the future. Chen Shang bid farewell to the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, and immediately left the dead land. He needed to quickly raise his strength, obtain the inheritance of the Dragon King, and step into the world-defying stage. Chapter 2931. Inside the colorful forest, Long Tengyun had been waiting for Chen Shang for several months now, and he started to worry about him. Just as Long Tengyun was worrying worriedly all day, Chen Shang suddenly came back, causing him to heave a long sigh of relief. I'm so worried. Seeing that Chen Shang was fine, Long Tengyun was relieved, and said to Chen Shang, let's go, we will go back now. Long Tengyun did not ask Chen Shang if he had seen world-defying stage dragon ancestor, as he thought that Chen Shang would not be able to find him, but Chen Shang suddenly said, I saw the dragon ancestor. Did you really see it? Long Tengyun was surprised, and anxiously asked, "What did he tell you?" Chen Shang told Long Tengyun everything that he knew and what he knew. When Long Tengyun heard it, he also felt that the situation wasn't good, and when Chen Shang was about to go to the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, he also welcomed him very much. "So you should go to the Flying Dragon Experience Place first. After you raise your cultivation in the Flying Dragon Experience Place, contact me. I will bring you to the dragon ancestor's mysterious land." Long Tengyun said he would definitely help Chen Shang find the world-defying stage dragon ancestor's inheritance. "Senior, once you return to the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, you must not tell this matter to anyone else." Chen Shang said, "I'm worried that there might be a spy from the world-defying dragon demon in dragon ancestor's mysterious land." Long Tengyun nodded his head. Chen Zhang's worries were not without reason. As the manager of the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, Long Tengyun himself was worried about the people inside the secret realm. "Then, are you going to the Flying Dragon Experience Place now?" Long Tengyun asked. "Not for now." Chen Shang had already refined a 9-turn Yuanzun Dan, but he just did not have time to eat it. Chen Shang left the Myriad Dao Mausoleum with Long Tengyun and returned inside the Flying Dragon Pagoda. After that, Chen Shang returned to the Little Bat's cave to cultivate. After being refined using the crash method, the quality of the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan greatly increased. He felt that after consuming all the pills in his hands, he should be able to step into the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. At that time, he might even be able to go to the 10th stage of Flying Dragon Experience Place. The 9-turn Yuanzun Dan was a pretty good pill, but Chen Shang could not pass it down to the Master Wang and the Great Clan Elder to refine, because they needed the world-defying God Fire to concoct this kind of pill, and it would not be easy for them to cultivate this kind of world-defying God Fire. "I can only refine it myself." After Chen Shang ate one pellet in the private room, he felt the power of the medicine refining and took out the Tianshuang Furnace S, then continued to refine 9-turn Yuanzun Dan S. Now, not only did he have to eat by himself, he also had to sell a few. He did not have many Dao crystal left. He planned to enter the Myriad Dao Mausoleum to search for the mysterious array to obtain the inheritance from them, but he felt that the mysterious array had many good inheritances which would help him greatly increase his strength. 9-turn Yuanzun Dan S could strengthen the 6 souls, and with the growth of the 6 souls, they could release even stronger Dao energy. At the same time, they could also strengthen the body, which was the main cultivation method of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Now that he had 59-turn Yuanzun Dan that were refined after the 3rd level of the crash method, he felt that he could definitely step into the Venerable Ancestor later stage. No, the refining speed is still too slow. After Chen Shang ate one pellet, he used 10 days of time to refine it. To him, this was an extremely time-consuming task, because he still needed to eat several tens of them. Helpless, he could only head to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum to look for the Time Ghost. He bought a year's worth of time from the Time Ghost, refined 39-turn Yuanzun Dan, and successfully stepped into the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. "My strength has increased by a lot, but according to my current situation, if I want to step into the late stage, I need even more 9-turn Yuanzun Dan." Chen Shang estimated that it would probably take more than 300 pills. Middle to late stage is also a huge hurdle, especially for me. Chen Zhang's 6 souls was very special, it were 6 very powerful divine beasts. It's a good thing I have Time Ghost's help. Otherwise, I would need more time. Chen Shang continued to refine 9-turn Yuanzun Dan S here, he still had 20 left, all for Zhang Sijing to eat. Their cultivation situation was not as complicated as Chen Zhang's, so they only needed 20 pills. Moreover, they only needed to raise their cultivation. Chen Shang refined another 50 pills before he left Myriad Dao Mausoleum. He stayed in Time Ghost's room for 2 years, but 2 days had passed outside. After leaving the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, Chen Shang headed towards the Flying Dragon Experience Place, and arrived at the 4th Flying Dragon Experience Place in a single breath. Then, he took out the message jade to contact the Flying Dragon Palace leader. Flying Dragon Palace leader was almost fully recovered, and was working hard to cultivate the Myriad Dao Divine Arts. He also wanted to break through to world-defying stage, as it would be extremely enticing to him. Little Bat and Lin Jishan followed Flying Dragon Palace leader to cultivate, and Chen Shang managed to contact him very quickly. Flying Dragon Palace leader could go to the 7th platform, but Little Bat and Lin Jishan couldn't, so they could only stay here at the 4th platform with them. Chen Shang was currently in the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm, but when he was at the 4th Flying Dragon experience place, he still found it extremely difficult to do so, and it was also as if he was carrying a huge mountain on his shoulder, causing him to feel extremely heavy. This Flying Dragon experience place is truly evil. When Chen Shang was at the 3rd Flying Dragon experience place, he could only barely stand up, but after going to the 3rd stage to test it out, he was already able to fly very easily. He found Flying Dragon Palace leader, who was training with Little Bat and Lin Jishan. The Little Bat is a Venerable Ancestor later stage. It looked to be relatively easy, but Lin Jishan is not. Therefore, when Chen Shang arrived, he gave Lin Jishan 29 turn Yuanzun Dan to eat. This way, he could make a breakthrough. The 4th Flying Dragon experience place had recovered very well. With the help of the dragon and tiger, he did not feel any pressure from the 4th Flying Dragon experience place. When Chen Shang told him about the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, he was very surprised. Going to the 10th platform is not easy. Even for the current me, it's extremely difficult to get there. Flying Dragon Palace leader said, I can barely make it to the 8th stage now. Why is it so hard? Chen Shang felt that he could at most make it to the 7th place. The cultivation of the Flying Dragon experience place is an existence that continuously unearthed the potential. Although I have been in the Venerable Ancestor later stage for a very long time, I have many potential points that I have yet to unleash, unless I can reach the 10th stage. The Flying Dragon Palace leader said, the development of the Flying Dragon experience places human potential is only support, and if you do not work hard, there is no point in cultivating here. I was like this before. No matter how I trained, I could not walk the 8th stage easily. Now that I have the Myriad Tao Divine technique, perhaps I can develop even more potential. Chapter 2932. Flying Dragon Palace leader had been in the Venerable Ancestor later stage for many years and had not been able to improve much. Now, he placed all his hopes of breaking through on the Myriad Tao's divine arts. I am still not very familiar with the Myriad Tao's mystical techniques, so I will stay here for a period of time. You can give it a try and see if you can reach a higher level of the Flying Dragon experience place. Flying Dragon Palace leader did not plan to go up with Chen Shang. Good. If it was in the past, Chen Shang would need Flying Dragon beads to go up, but now, he didn't need them. After cultivating the Myriad Tao Divine Arts, he learned it from the Myriad Tao Divine Arts to break through the limitations of space. Chen Shang quickly arrived at the 5th Flying Dragon experience place. After arriving here, he could only barely walk. It was impossible for him to fly, and even walking was extremely difficult. He had only walked for an hour before he fell flat on his stomach, panting for breath. This Flying Dragon experience place is truly terrifying. Even though I used up all of my Tao energy to resist the pressure, I was still in the same state. Chen Shang lied on the ground, panting. He looked at a very black dot in the air, which was the 6th Flying Dragon experience place. His final target was the 10th Flying Dragon experience place, and he didn't know when he would be able to reach that place. I'll go out and try. Long Qiumu, who was inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa, suddenly ran out. As soon as she came out, she frowned. The 5th Flying Dragon experience place is not simple. Long Qiumu was from the Venerable Ancestor later stage. Her strength was much stronger than Chen Shang. Furthermore, she was a dragon demon, so her body was extremely strong. Yes, I don't know how long I'll be here. If Chen Shang wanted to go to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place, he would have to stay there to cultivate. Even if he consumed pills and reached the Venerable Ancestor later stage, without cultivating in the Flying Dragon experience place, he was still unable to reach the highest cultivation level in the Flying Dragon experience place. In the following months, Chen Shang and Long Qiumu trained together, familiarizing themselves with the pressure here. It was extremely difficult to start cultivation, one needed to rest many times, and the consumption was huge, but luckily they all had their pill questions to replenish. In just half a year, Chen Shang made an extremely huge breakthrough, and Long Qiumu was the same. I can fly now, maybe I can try the 6th Flying Dragon experience place. Long Qiumu laughed out loud. At this moment, she was floating in the air and looking at Chen Shang, who was on the ground. Chen Shang was still unable to fly, so it was extremely difficult for him to float. Well, I'll be able to fly too soon. Chen Shang could only continue to cultivate. While enduring the pressure, he circulated the Myriad Tao Divine technique to absorb the special Tao energy, causing his Myriad Tao's golden body to become stronger. Although he could not fly, but it was already an arduous task for him to run while he was only in the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Long Qiumu felt that Chen Shang would quickly reach her level, while she was at the Venerable Ancestor later stage. Looking at the back of Chen Shang, who was trying his best to run, Long Qiumu sighed in her heart. She felt that Chen Shang would surpass her soon. Could it be because of the myriad Tao divine art? He's at the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm, and already has my strength now. Long Qiumu imagined his battle with Chen Shang in his mind. He felt that his odds of winning were not high, because Chen Shang could use the power of space in a very mysterious way. Chen Shang, who was in the middle of running, did not run a single step. His trembling body was affected by the pressure, as if he was being constantly hammered by a huge hammer. Every time his body was overwhelmed with pain, a chilling energy would flow into his body. That cool energy was the special energy contained within the Flying Dragon Experience place. It could help a person cultivate the golden body of the myriad Tao and also help them strengthen the golden body of the myriad Tao. In addition, it was still very young and possessed a strong 6 souls. Oddly, I'm absorbing that energy faster and faster now. Is it because my body can hold more energy? Or was it because I was cultivating the myriad Tao technique, causing my absorption speed to increase? The faster Chen Shang ran, the more pressure he would suffer and the more energy he would absorb. After running for a few hours, Chen Shang felt his body swelling in pain. It was all caused by the energy that entered his body. I can't do it anymore, I have to refine that energy. Otherwise, I'll be blown away. Chen Shang sat cross-legged and began to refine the strange energy that filled every part of his body. After a period of refining, he discovered that the refining speed was extremely slow. What's going on? You look swollen, round. Long Qiumu walked over and poked her fat face with her jade fingers. She could not help but laugh. You look so cute with your fat body. Chen Shang rolled his eyes at her and said, I feel so bad right now, but you're still laughing at me. What's the matter with you? It felt like something was bulging. Long Qiumu also felt that it was very strange. It's all because of the energy here. Chen Shang told Long Qiumu about his situation, making Long Qiumu very envious. She couldn't even need this kind of absorption speed, but Chen Zhang's absorption speed was much faster than her own. Chen Shang helplessly shook his head, then closed his eyes and continued to refine the pellet. Is this something that happened only now? Long Qiumu asked. Yes, that's strange. Chen Shang had only been able to circulate the myriad Tao divine arts smoothly all of a sudden, which was why he encountered such a situation. Long Qiumu had no other choice but to console Chen Shang a bit, and then, he would cultivate once more. Chen Shang spent more than 2 hours to refine it, but he realized that he had not managed to refine it at all. This kind of energy had gathered inside his body, and was actually slowly gathering together. At this rate, it will take at least a year or so to finish. Chen Shang knew that absorbing energy was a good thing, but absorbing energy quickly and refining slowly was useless. I must find a way to absorb the myriad Tao's power quickly. After Chen Shang closed his eyes, world-defying God Fire appeared in his mind. Right, let's use the world-defying God Fire to take a look. In the past, when Chen Shang cultivated, he would always treat his body as a medicinal ingredient and use the flames to refine it, just like refining pills. Right now, he released a group of world-defying God Fires, allowing this lump of world-defying God Fire hearts to flow within his body. He quickly discovered that wherever the world-defying God Fire hearts went, the strange myriad Tao energy that was gathered in his body was instantly refined and permeated into his muscles, bones, skin, and 6 souls. So fast, Chen Shang was overjoyed. After that, he only used 6 hours to completely refine all of the myriad Tao's power. Chapter 2933. As he ran, his body seemed to become like a huge whirlpool, continuously devouring the power of the myriad Tao. From afar, Long Qiumu could already see his body flashing with a weak golden light. Chen Shang was not bloated like before. When he was running, he had controlled these power that was flowing in and out of his body. This way, he could absorb the myriad Tao's power continuously for a long time and refine it at the same time. Just like this, he ran for 3 days and 3 nights without stopping to rest. At this rate, I'll soon reach the top of the 5th Flying Dragon Experience place. Chen Shang looked at Long Qiumu, who was running quickly in the dark night, and he also worked very hard. After resting, Chen Shang started cultivating again. Half a year had passed, and the 5th Flying Dragon Experience place no longer felt any pressure towards Chen Shang. While he was running, he didn't absorb much of the myriad Tao's power, so the pressure here wasn't enough to temper his body. It's time to go up. Chen Xiang looked at the sixth flying dragon experience place above. Long Qiumu ran over as she was drenched in sweat, pouting coquettishly, there's no pressure now, I feel like I can't keep up with your pace. Are we going to the sixth flying dragon experience place now? Here, Long Qiumu still felt a bit of pressure. Only when the flying dragon experience place was completely relaxed would it mean that his cultivation in the flying dragon experience place had reached the great perfection stage. No, I want to go to the seventh flying dragon experience place. Chen Xiang laughed, I think you can only lie flat on the ground. Are you crazy? You didn't even go to the sixth place, and now you're going to the seventh. Long Qiumu didn't doubt Chen Zhang's words. She wouldn't even be able to stand up when she reached the seventh flying dragon experience place. Back then, when Chen Xiang was in the third flying dragon experience place, she had also made fun of Chen Xiang being unable to stand up. It was her turn. She didn't want to go at all, but she also didn't want to leave Chen Xiang. Are you going or not? Chen Xiang asked. Fine, I'll go, don't laugh at me when the time comes. Long Qiumu pouted. Then let's go now. Chen Xiang allowed Long Qiumu to enter the Yuyao Mountain Villa, then he teleported himself high in the air and entered the sixth flying dragon experience place. Just as he had expected, although he could feel the pressure from the sixth flying dragon experience place, it was not enough. Thus, he continued forward and arrived at the seventh flying dragon experience place. In here, even if he had difficulty moving, he could only run for an hour. Long Qiumu had not come out from Yuyao Mountain Villa yet, and she was currently eating the 9-turn Yuan Zundan that Chen Xiang gave her. This would be of some help to her. Come out and give it a try. Chen Xiang laughed, I think it's alright. Fine. Long Qiumu knew that Chen Xiang was already outside more than 10 times, and had already gotten a basic sense of familiarity with the seventh flying dragon experience place. After Long Qiumu came out of the Yuyao Mountain Villa, he immediately laid on the ground, and found it difficult to stand up. Chen Xiang chuckled as he walked over to help her up. Only then was she able to stand back up, but every step he took caused a tremor, which was extremely stimulating to the pressure, causing her to feel pain all over. However, at the same time she was in great pain, the power she absorbed from the myriad Tao was also astonishing. Although she was afraid of the seventh flying dragon experience place, she still worked very hard. Since she was here, she might as well go all out. After using all of her strength to walk a few dozen steps, she was finally exhausted. However, she had a lot of myriad Tao's power in her body, causing her body to swell and swell like before. Chen Xiang came to her side, looked at her delicate breathing, and stretched out his hand to pinch her round face. Long Qiumu was already very tired, and could not resist at all. Enough. Long Qiumu had finally recovered some strength as she pouted. Well, I'll help you. Chen Xiang gently held Long Qiumu's jade hand, then released a trace of world-defying god fire that swam through her body, helping her to refine the myriad Tao's power. Not long after, a large amount of myriad Tao's power was refined by Long Qiumu's body, and she had recovered her spirit. So fast. Now, she understood why Chen Xiang did not encounter such a situation before, and why his condition did not increase by leaps and bounds. Previously, she thought that she would suffer unspeakably in the seventh flying dragon experience place, but now, it didn't seem to be much, because Chen Xiang was able to help her refine the myriad Tao's power. When you were in the fifth flying dragon experience place, your speed of absorbing the myriad Tao's power was too slow, so you didn't even feel full like this. This is the only place you can feel. Chen Xiang replied, even if you go to the sixth flying dragon experience place, it's more or less the same, so it's very correct for you to come here and train with your life on the line. Long Qiumu nodded his head. As tired as he was in the sixth flying dragon experience place, he might as well work himself to death in the seventh flying dragon experience place. In comparison, the cultivation speed of the seventh flying dragon experience place was much faster than the sixth flying dragon experience place. Of course, this was with Chen Zhang's help. Alright, I will leave a trace of the world-defying god fire in your body and help you refine the myriad Tao. Chen Xiang said, you can control that world-defying god fire yourself. Chen Xiang had also made great progress in the use of world-defying god fire. Although he could not release them on a large scale, he could still control very little world-defying god fire. Very quickly, they had already spent a year in the seventh flying dragon experience place. At this time, the 7th Flying Dragon Experience Place was still giving them a very strong pressure, which meant that they were still unable to go to the higher levels of the Flying Dragon Experience Place. Chen Shang had brought Long Qiumu down to the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place to give it a try, but there was no pressure at all. If we cultivate here, we can go to the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place next time. Long Qiumu asked. Yes, in another 6 months. Chen Shang estimated that both he and Long Qiumu's leveling speed would be extremely fast. You're only at the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm, what would happen if you reach the late stage? When Long Qiumu was together with Chen Shang, she would often mistake him for having already broken through to the late stage, because she could clearly feel that Chen Shang was stronger than her. Soon, I will step onto the Venerable Ancestor later stage. Sooner or later, the world-defying stage will be the biggest challenge for me. Chen Shang looked into the sky and clenched his fist. He did not know what was happening in the Flying Dragon Pagoda, but no matter what happened, they did not have the power to fight the High Priest. The highest level Flying Dragon Palace leader only went to the 8th Flying Dragon Pagoda, but did not stay for long. After cultivating for half a year, Chen Shang and Long Qiumu felt that they could already reach 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. Long Qiumu had heard of something powerful going on in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. Chapter 2934. Chen Shang didn't know anything about the matters above in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, but hearing it from Long Qiumu right now made him feel more surprised. He had also not heard about the rumors in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place from the Flying Dragon Palace leader before. Qiumu, there's something powerful in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. What is it? Is this news reliable? Chen Shang had originally planned to directly pass through the 8th Flying Dragon Experience Place and straight to the 9th by the time he finished cultivating here. But if there was any strong and dangerous existence in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, then he would have to change his plan, because when he and Long Qiumu entered the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, he would definitely be pressured by the strong pressure and wouldn't be able to move, let alone fight. I'm not sure. I only heard my father mention it by chance. At the time, I didn't think it had anything to do with me, so I didn't ask. Long Qiumu shook her head. She regretted not asking so much now, since this matter was extremely important to them. I can only ask Flying Dragon Palace leader. Chen Shang had never asked Flying Dragon Palace leader about this, nor did Flying Dragon Palace leader tell him about it. Chen Shang let Long Qiumu enter the Yuyao Mountain Villa. They should be in the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place now. Chen Shang made a few guesses and then headed to the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place, where he took out the communication jade symbol paper and made contact with the Flying Dragon Palace leader. As expected, Flying Dragon Palace leader, Bat and Lin Zong all went to the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place. After Lin Zia ate the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan that Chen Shang gave him, he also broke through. What made him even more surprised was that Lin Zizai could rely on those 9-turn Yuanzun Dan to train to the Venerable Ancestor later stage. To think that you have already gone to the 7th Flying Dragon Experience Place, this is truly amazing. Before, the Flying Dragon Palace leader did not dare believe it. He felt that Chen Shang could at most only be in the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place. However, when he came to the 6th Flying Dragon Experience Place, he was unable to contact Chen Shang because Chen Shang was not in the same Flying Dragon Experience Place as him. Lin Jia and Bat were not relaxed at all, they could only run with great difficulty. Although they both had Venerable Ancestor later stage as, they were not as strong as Chen Shang, who was in the middle stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Palace Lord, I'm preparing to go to 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place now, but I heard that there are powerful and mysterious existences there. Chen Shang said, it belongs to Long Qiumu's father. Long Qiumu's father was an old enemy of the Flying Dragon Palace leader. Even though he had gone to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, Chen Shang had not met her father inside. I never imagined that the dragon and demon ancestor would know of such a thing. Flying Dragon Palace leader frowned, his expression serious. At this moment, he was trying to recall something. The Flying Dragon Palace leader had lived for a long time. Back then, when the Flying Dragon Imperial Palace was still alive, he had already existed, but he was still very young then. So he knew a lot of things. There should be a powerful existence above 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. If I'm not mistaken, your previous dragon ancestor's mysterious land should be above 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. Flying Dragon Palace leader suddenly said. There are many powerful old families in Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land, but your relationship with Long Tenyan is not bad, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything when you go there. The Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land was actually above the 9th Flying Dragon experience place. I'm not sure. It's just a guess. Of course, the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land would not be affected by the 9th Flying Dragon experience place, but they could obtain the rich myriad Dao's power, so the people inside the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land would be much stronger. The Flying Dragon Palace leader continued, if you go up, I recommend that you not go to Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land for the time being. The Flying Dragon Palace leader was not too worried about the people inside the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land. In his opinion, as long as someone was there, they would not be safe, even though those people were all descendants of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Chen Shang had previously clashed with the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land before, and at that time, a young man wanted to capture his mouse man. After he found him, that person was ruthlessly beaten up. If it really is the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land, then I am much more at ease. Chen Shang said, I will go to the 9th Flying Dragon experience place right now. Alright, after you go up, cultivate for a while. When you can get used to the pressure on the 9th Flying Dragon experience place, go to the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land. The Flying Dragon Palace leader warned. Yes, I know, Chen Shang greeted Bat and the others before heading to 9th Flying Dragon experience place. After passing through the 8th Flying Dragon experience place, Chen Shang felt that the pressure on the 8th Flying Dragon experience place was not very strong. When Chen Shang came to the 9th Flying Dragon experience place, the pressure he felt was not ordinary. It was already difficult for him to stand, but walking was. Let me go out and try. When Long Qiumu was inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa, he had already heard how terrifying Chen Shang was outside. After Chen Shang let her come out, she immediately felt how terrifying the pressure of 9th Flying Dragon experience place was. Even if she was forced to lie on the ground, she still had to bear the pressure, causing her face to be stuck on the ground, unable to raise her head. Under the pressure of the invisible pressure, she felt a faint pain all over her body. Previously, when she was in the 7th Flying Dragon experience place, Chen Shang was able to help her up. Much more terrible than I thought. After Chen Shang walked a few steps, he was already unable to move. At this moment, he was slightly bending his body and slowly sat down. And no matter how hard Long Qiumu tried, she couldn't stand up, but when she tried, the pressure on her body made her feel intense pain. This still gave her a certain amount of cultivation use, and she could feel waves after waves of myriad Dao's power surging into her. Within his body, Chen Shang and Long Qiumu were both using world-defying God Fire to refine the myriad Dao's power, so their refining speed was extremely fast. Otherwise, their bodies would have expanded greatly due to the myriad Dao's power. Although it is a bit difficult, as long as you work hard to resist the pressure, a large amount of myriad Dao's power will enter your body. Chen Shang laughed bitterly, at least this is not bad. Right now, we only need to use a little more time to continue our cultivation. There will definitely be someone who can easily walk here. Long Qiumu nodded his head, definitely, we will work hard together. The environment of the 9th Flying Dragon experience place was just like the other Flying Dragon experience places, it was not bad. The scenery here was beautiful with many beautiful plants and flowers, and the grass and trees were not affected by the invisible pressure, otherwise they would not have been able to grow. Chen Shang and Long Qiumu spent half a year quickly like this, and during this half a year, they had not come across anything powerful. This made them feel even more at ease in their cultivation here. At this time, Chen Shang was already able to walk quickly, and he was able to stand up and walk slowly. Compared to half a year ago, they could already make enormous progress, especially in terms of raising their strength. Chapter 2935. This was mainly because of the effect of Chen Zhang's world-defying God Fire, otherwise they would not have been able to refine the myriad Dao's power so quickly. According to their rate of absorption, just a single day would require them to refine it for a year and a half. If they did not have the world-defying God Fire, it would take them hundreds, or even thousands, of years to reach this level of improvement. Flying Dragon Palace leader had only been able to enter the 7th Flying Dragon experience place after so many years, and it was because he did not have a method to quickly refine it. But now that he did, cultivating the myriad Dao divine arts would be even faster when refining the myriad Dao's power. If this goes on, we may only need a few years to be able to relax in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. Now that she was much stronger than before, it was all because of Chen Zhang's help. How many years? I think it will be faster. Chen Shang laughed. When we are more or less done with our cultivation, we will go and see if there really is a dragon ancestor's mysterious land here. Chen Shang suddenly remembered that he had given Long Tengyun a communication jade charm. If Long Tengyun was on this Flying Dragon Experience Place, he would be able to send a sound transmission to Long Tengyun. Should I give him a message and give it a try? Chen Zhang's and Long Tengyun's concern could be said to be pretty good, the kind that was worth trusting and trusting. However, Chen Shang was a little worried about the dragon ancestor's mysterious land behind Long Tengyun. It was not that he was worried, it was because even Long Tengyun himself had a lot of suspicions regarding the people inside the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, so when Chen Shang told him not to tell the seniors in the dragon ancestor's mysterious land about the matter regarding the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, he nodded in agreement. It's good to contact him. He should be careful, Long Qiumu said. She had always been in the Yuyao Mountain Villa and was very familiar with Chen Zhang's situation, especially what happened recently. All right then, if he is really here, let's see if we can meet again. This way, I can learn a bit about the dragon ancestor's mysterious land and the 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place from him. Chen Shang reached out to Long Tengyun while holding the communication jade talisman. Very quickly, Long Tengyun responded, Chen Shang, where are you? Why did I receive your transmission? Quote. Chen Shang did not say that he was in 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place just now, but now that he saw that Long Tengyun was able to reply immediately, it meant that Long Tengyun was in 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, so Long Tengyun was very surprised too. I'm in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. Chen Shang sent a message, Senior, if it's convenient, I will meet again. Right, I must keep this matter a secret. All right, no problem, Long Tengyun immediately agreed. Chen Shang told Long Tengyun his location, and said that he would be there in 3 days or so. Although Chen Shang was still unable to move freely on the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, he didn't have any obstructions when using the power of space. If he encountered danger, he could still rely on the power of space to avoid it. 3 days later, Long Tengyun informed Chen Shang that he was nearby and Chen Shang let him enter the Yuyao Mountain Villa. Long Qiumu was a dragon demon, so Chen Shang was worried that she would cause unnecessary trouble, hence he hid from her. After Long Tengyun arrived and saw Chen Shang, he exclaimed in shock, You really came here, you're way too fast. Long Tengyun remembered that he and Chen Shang had only been separated for 1 or 2 years, but Chen Shang had actually gone up to 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place. There's no other way, the situation is forced. Chen Shang shook his head and laughed. Senior, is Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land here? Yes, the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land is located in a place with an extremely dense myriad Dao energy. But I don't suggest you go right now, Long Tengyun said. Chen Shang could tell that Long Tengyun was in a bit of a difficult situation. He could immediately guess that the situation in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land was not good. Your Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land is fighting for power. Chen Shang found it funny. He had met with this kind of thing quite a few times, but he never thought that the descendants of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor would also do such a thing. When he thought back to when he met the man who captured his mouse man, Chen Shang knew that there must be something wrong with the people inside his dragon ancestor's mysterious land. Yes, it is more likely that chaos will arise during this time. Although I am in charge of managing the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, you should know that where there are people, there will always be many large and small circles, big and small powers fighting openly and covertly. Long Tengyun said, if you go now, and know that you are going after the inheritance of the dragon clan, those people who forget about benefits will definitely not agree. I do not plan to go now. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said that I will only go to the 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place to retrieve the things he left behind. Oh right, Senior, have you been to the 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place before? Chen Shang asked. I've been there. The 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place is completely different from the other Flying Dragon Experience Place. Long Tengyun said as he furrowed his brows, of course, there is also a strong pressure there, the difference is that the environment up there isn't that good, unlike the flowers, grass and trees everywhere. Is it dangerous up there? Chen Shang asked again, he would be going up to look for something in the future. It's not dangerous. The few old fellows from our dragon ancestors' mysterious land don't want to go up, because with their current strength, they can't walk on stage properly. Long Tengyun laughed at himself. I can't do it even if I'm above, the pressure on top is too strong. So it's like that. Chen Shang was looking forward to see the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. Will the thing left in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land by the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor be taken away? Chen Shang was more worried about this. Now that the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land was in such a mess, he had no choice but to be worried. Don't worry about this, without the Dragon Ancestor's keepsake, we will not be able to enter the forbidden grounds within the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land. Although those old fellows want it, they have no other choice. Long Tengyun's words made Chen Shang feel a lot more at ease. Chen Shang and Long Tengyun chatted for a while before Long Tengyun returned. Right now, there were many things waiting for him in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land to take care of. After Long Tengyun left, Long Chiumu came out of Yuyao Mountain Villa and continued her cultivation with Chen Shang. She also wanted to become stronger quickly so she could head to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place with Chen Shang. Just now, she already knew that the strongest few old fellows in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land could not hold on for too long above the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. If she and Chen Shang could cultivate to the perfection stage on the 10th Flying Dragon experience place, at that time, they wouldn't have to worry about those stubborn old fellows in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land. In the blink of an eye, Chen Shang and Long Chiumu had already been in the 9th Flying Dragon experience place for 2 years. Chen Shang felt that even if he faced Long Tengyun, he would still have the strength to fight. Are we going to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place now? Long Chiumu was already impatient. As long as he cultivated to the great perfection of the 10th Flying Dragon experience place, he would be equivalent to an existence at the peak of the Venerable Ancestor realm. He might even be stronger than her father. Chapter 2936. Chen Shang looked at the sky and said, "Not now, we have already stayed in the Flying Dragon experience place for a few years. I plan to go down there and find out more about the Dragon Demon's recent situation." Long Chiumu naturally followed along. Chen Shang not only wanted to understand the movements of the Dragon Demons in the past few years, he also wanted to make a trip to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum to buy some time. He felt that it was time to go into seclusion to attempt breaking through the Venerable Ancestor later stage. Before Chen Shang returned, he found the Flying Dragon Palace leader. They were still in the 7th Flying Dragon experience place, and when he arrived, he coincidentally saw the small bat and Lin Jishan's swollen bodies. He gave each of them a bit of world-defying God Fire S to refine, and that allowed them to advance by leaps and bounds. I went back previously, so the situation with the Dragon Demons is pretty stable. Just like before, they are gathering Dao Crystal S everywhere. It seems like the mysterious legacies in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum are very attractive to them. Flying Dragon Palace leader said, furthermore, there are already many Dragon Demons that have decided to climb up the Flying Dragon experience place. Climbing the Flying Dragon experience place was to use it for cultivation. What rank of Dragon Demons are they? Chen Shang asked. I'm sure there are people from the Venerable Ancestor realm, but I haven't met them yet. If you are going to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place, you should be careful. The Flying Dragon Palace leader said. I got it. Chen Shang left the Flying Dragon experience place and went down to the city. He found the Great Clan Elder and the Master Wang and inquired them about recent events. The demonic dragon's plan was to secretly help the sealed world-defying dragon demon recover its evil spirit chi and break out of the seal. This kind of thing would definitely be done secretly, and the Great Clan Elder and Master Wang would not be able to investigate. Long Tengyun might know something. If I knew earlier, I would have asked him first. Chen Shang quickly headed to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, went to the Time Ghost's room, and started refining the 9-turn Yuan Zundan. After being in the Flying Dragon experience place for a few years, Su Yun had unearthed a lot of potential from his cultivation. He felt that even if he had to face the Venerable Ancestor later stage, defeating it wouldn't be a difficult task, even if he had to face the High Priest. At this time, his control over his Dao energy had become even more fluid. When refining the 9-turn Yuan Zundan, using the world-defying God Fire had become much smoother as well. Seems like it won't be difficult to proceed with the 4 crash. Chen Shang used the crash method to refine the 9-turn Yuan Zundan, preparing to proceed with the 4 crash. This was something he did not dare to try before. Bang! The Tianchuang furnace swayed a little, and although it produced a deep sound, Chen Shang managed to control it extremely well, and was able to successfully execute the 4 crash. This way, he wouldn't need to refine too many 9-turn Yuan Zundan. Based on the current situation, I think 150 pills should be enough. Chen Shang buried himself to refine the 9-turn Yuan Zundan s. He planned to finish them all in one go before eating. He did not have to worry about the time in Time Ghost. Even if he had stayed for 10 years it would be fine, and it would not be much longer outside. It was just that it would consume many of his Tao crystal. In just 2 years, Chen Shang had successfully stepped into the Venerable Ancestor later stage. The 6 divine beasts in his body became extremely huge and lively, and if he were to let them out, they would become living powerful divine beasts. There were more and more people with Venerable Ancestor later stage s, but the difference in strength between the realms was huge, especially for those who had never gone to the Flying Dragon experience place to train. The difference was huge compared to those who had. Alright, let's go to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. After Chen Shang left the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, he teleported to the 9th Flying Dragon experience place in just a few moments. And send a message to Long Tengyan. Long Tengyan arrived very quickly, and seeing that Chen Shang was able to walk around as he pleased, he was very surprised because this was only the past 2 years. So fast. Many of us from Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land cannot be like you, who have cultivated for more than 10 years. Long Tengyan sighed. Are you preparing to go to the 10th Flying Dragon experience place? Chen Shang nodded his head, and said, Senior, what movements has the dragon demons been making recently? Have you paid attention? They have started to collect a large amount of evil power from the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. It has been going on for many years. Talking about this matter, Long Tengyan's face turned serious. Can you estimate when the world-defying dragon demon will break the seal? Chen Shang frowned. Did none from your dragon ancestors' mysterious land come out to stop them? I still need around 10 years more time. Our dragon ancestors' mysterious land have already been divided into a few factions. They all thought that they were inside the secret realm and wouldn't be affected by the dragon demon's influence. Long Tengyan sighed. Although I tried to stop them a few times, but I don't have enough power on my own. The number of powerful dragon demons are increasing. They were all created by the High Priest. When I obtain the inheritance of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor, I will deal with that bastard, the High Priest. Chen Shang said, Senior, you should also be careful. It's very likely that the people from your dragon ancestors' mysterious land will fight with Long Nan. I will be careful. I wish you success in the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. Long Tengyan patted Chen Zhang's shoulder. Walk well. After Chen Shang bid farewell to Long Tengyan, he instantly teleported high up in the sky and arrived below the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. 10th Flying Dragon experience place, I'm here. Chen Shang took in a deep breath and then used the white tiger to jump, passing through the barrier and arriving at the 10th Flying Dragon experience place. After arriving here, he cried out loudly. His knees bent and he was almost pressed down by the sudden pressure. Mother CKER, this is too scary. Suddenly, with a bang, Chen Shang knelt on the ground, his knees struck the ground fiercely, causing his skin and flesh to crack, and fresh blood poured out. He had originally thought that after he stepped into the Venerable Ancestor later stage, coming to this place would be much easier, but he never thought that it would be so difficult. When Long Qiumu came out of Yuyao Mountain Villa, her situation was even worse than Chen Zhang's. Just as she came out, her skin was already ripped apart due to the immense pressure. Chen Shang was worried that she wouldn't be able to hold on, so he sent her into the Yuyao Mountain Villa to be treated. Chen Shang and Long Qiumu had never encountered such a situation before. Even though those Flying Dragon experience places before had suffered a lot, they were at most in a difficult situation and had to endure a certain amount of pain. But now it wasn't. It was a time of death. If he wasn't careful, his body would be torn apart by that power. It was an extremely terrifying scene. This requires a strong recovery ability. Chen Shang said, Meimei, Sijing, see if you can pass that heaven-defying power of yours to Chu Mu. Otherwise, she won't be able to hold on here. Chen Zhang's own recovery ability was not bad, so he could persevere on. If he wanted to cultivate till the large success stage, it would only be a matter of time, but it would be very difficult. Chapter 2937. Long Qiumu's current strength was not bad as well. She was a very good female dragon demon, a person who had been beaten up by the High Priest into a purgatory for a few years and possessed an extremely high endurance. If she wasn't worried about dying, she would definitely be able to hold on. Right now, I can't even persevere. It seems like it will be difficult for me to cultivate to the great perfection stage here. Long Chiumu suddenly felt disheartened. Her injuries had recovered quite a bit, but she knew very well of her own situation. She knows that her own body is not strong enough, and is still lacking compared to Chen Shang. At least, when Chen Shang was resisting the pressure, he didn't nearly lose his life like her. Quote, "You don't have to worry about that. The two sisters will definitely think of a way to help you recover quickly," Chen Shang said. "You just need to learn from them seriously. If that doesn't work, then I will find a way to keep you cultivating here." Long Chiumu was a very strong helper. Last time, she used a lot of power to help Chen Shang deal with Zhao Clan's group. Alright, Long Chiumu could only trust Chen Shang now. Chen Shang himself already possessed astonishing recovery rate. Even if he was seriously injured, as long as he had time, he would be able to recover. Now that he was using dharmic powers to protect himself, he could lessen the pressure on his body a bit. It wouldn't be so easy to defeat him at once. Even so, Chen Zhang's cultivation was still extremely arduous. His flesh was a mess of flesh and blood every day, and he had only just finished repairing it before he was torn apart by the pressure. Fortunately, as time passed, this situation gradually improved. His cultivation speed was already extremely fast, and it had only been a year, but his body hadn't lost any blood. In that previous year, his body was repeatedly torn apart, then healed, and then torn apart again. In this cycle, every time it was torn apart, a large amount of myriad Dao's power would fuse into his flesh and blood. Over time, his body would gradually become stronger under this sort of cruel tempering. Even though he couldn't walk fast enough, at least his body wouldn't bleed anymore. This progress isn't too bad. There's hope for reaching the great circle of perfection. Chen Shang slowly walked around here. Long Chiumu, who was inside the Yuyao mountain villa, had already learned the kind of astonishing regeneration ability that the Mei Jing sisters used to help her cultivate using the unique twin life mysterious technique. Long Chiumu felt that Chen Shang had already passed the test and she had almost finished cultivating. After Chen Shang agreed, Long Chiumu ran out on her own. Just like last time, her entire body was instantly torn apart by the pressure and started bleeding profusely. Chen Shang took out his 6 realms mirrors and combined it with his own strength to help Long Chiumu resist part of the pressure, allowing him to recover from his injuries. In order to help Long Chiumu, Chen Shang was also currently in a difficult situation. Chen Shang had only helped Long Chiumu to withstand 20 to 30% of the pressure, which made it much easier for him as his recovery speed could still keep up. Although he wanted to help Long Chiumu, that did not affect his cultivation, and could be considered to be cultivation for Chen Shang. Just like that, with Chen Shang helping her to withstand a portion of the pressure, Long Chiumu gradually improved. After half a year, she would no longer need Chen Zhang's help to cultivate by herself. Long Chiumu was very clear that her progress was extremely fast right now, so it was very worth it to bear such immense pain and torture. She didn't have any complaints at all. When she was captured by the high priest and thrown into the Flying Dragon Imperial Palace's purgatory, she suffered all kinds of torture. At that time, she swore that as long as she had the chance, she would make herself stronger, and only then would she not be trampled on by others. When Chen Shang saw that Long Chiumu, a female, was able to struggle so hard, he admired her from the bottom of his heart. He firmly believed that if the two of them could cultivate to the point of success, they could directly go and find the high priest. The high priest's strength was also Venerable Ancestor later stage, but because of the support of the world-defying dragon demon, he was able to become much stronger than the other Venerable Ancestor later stage. In addition, there were definitely many other powerful Venerable Ancestor later stage dragon demons at the side of the high priest. If these dragon demons were to join forces, it would also be a terrifying power. The key for world-defying dragon demon to break the seal was the high priest. As long as they could kill the high priest, they would be able to stop the world-defying dragon demon. This was only Chen Zhang's plan now, but he couldn't guarantee if the world-defying dragon demon had any other tricks up its sleeve. The world-defying dragon demon had a powerful world-defying stage evil ancestor behind them, and that was what was most terrifying. This world-defying stage evil ancestor had other actions, and that was to secretly help the leaders of the evil forces in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum step into the world-defying stage. This was also what Chen Shang was worried about. He was especially worried that the natural law divine lord would step into the world-defying stage, so he had to increase his speed to become stronger. Even if he could not stop this from happening, he had enough strength to respond in a timely manner. Chen Shang and Long Qiumu had been cultivating in the 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place for 5 years, and currently, the two of them were able to fly there. When they moved, they were not affected by the pressure, which meant that they had reached large success in their cultivation. We've finally succeeded, now we're definitely on par with the High Priest. Although Long Qiumu did not go find the High Priest, she had a feeling of pride in her own strength. We've been here 5 years. According to Long Tengyan's estimation, they would probably need around 10 years to help the world-defying dragon demon break the seal. I think we still have enough time to stop them. Chen Shang said, let's go find the High Priest first, then we'll go to Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land. Chen Shang, thank you. Long Qiumu gave Chen Shang a gentle smile. If not for you, I still don't know when I would have been able to become so strong. You're welcome. Chen Shang laughed mischievously, and then, he rubbed Long Qiumu's face. Let's go, I'll go look for Flying Dragon Palace leader first, he should be in 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place now. When Long Qiumu entered Chen Zhang's Yuyao Mountain Villa, she also had 2 sisters inside, which were Mei Jing sisters. At this moment, their relationship was very good. After all, they had been together for a long time, and even took care of each other. Chen Shang came to the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, took out the communication jade symbol paper and sent a message to the Flying Dragon Palace leader. As expected, the Flying Dragon Palace leader was already here. Previously, he had given it to the Flying Dragon Palace leader and the rest, which was why they were able to cultivate so quickly. When Chen Shang heard that they were there, he immediately used the 6 realms time and space door to look for them. When Chen Shang saw the Flying Dragon Palace leader, Lin Jishan and the others, he realized that they had already cultivated very well and had already reached the stage of success. However, he saw that the little bat did not look too good, as if it was injured. Chen Shang, we have to leave this place quickly. We are being watched. When Flying Dragon Palace leader saw Chen Shang, he immediately said in a low voice, this is truly strange, we have all been hiding very well, but we were still discovered. Chapter 2938. Chen Shang immediately used the 6 realms time and space door to come here. He only knew that this was a dark secret room, and he didn't know where it was located. What's going on? Chen Shang looked around and asked, where are we? Deep down, we were cultivating here, but we met a group of people. They were very strong, and also had a lot of people. The Flying Dragon Palace leader said, fortunately, our strength is not bad, and we were able to force them to retreat with difficulty. We even killed 2 of them, causing the little bats to be injured. Could it be someone from the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land? Chen Shang frowned and thought for a while, then said, to be able to fight in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience Place, this guy is definitely not an ordinary person. How many people are there in total? 6. I don't know if they are the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious lands or not, but I do know that there is a dragon demon among them. After the Flying Dragon Palace leader finished, he urged, let's leave this place first. We've killed 2 of them. They must be holding a grudge. I've activated some of the invisible mechanisms I set up outside of this place. I believe they must have found this place. There's no need to go for now, I'll go and take a look at them. Chen Shang immediately released 10 heaven-devouring rats. The heaven-devouring rat was placed on the ground by him and probed with his spatial energy. Soon, he saw 7 or 8 people on it. 3 of them had the aura of dragon demons, so he was sure they were dragon demons. Senior, have you left the Flying Dragon Experience Place recently? How is the situation outside? Chen Shang asked. He felt that the reason the dragon demons could come here to cultivate was because they had good conditions. In other words, the development of the dragon demons was very good, and the High Priest knew that if the dragon demons wanted to become stronger, they would have to go through the Flying Dragon Experience Place trial. It's still the same. There aren't any changes. As for the rest, I don't have the time to understand them clearly. Flying Dragon Palace leader shook his head, then asked, do we really not need to leave now? I'm a little worried about them. Quote, I came down from the 10th Flying Dragon Experience Place, don't be afraid of them. Laughed. At this time, his heaven-devouring rat had also become very strong. He felt that it was at least as strong as the early stage of the Venerable Ancestor realm. Chen Shang took out a piece of communication jade symbol paper and sent a sound transmission to Long Tengyan. He and Long Tenyan had not seen each other for 5 years, so he did not know how Long Tenyan was doing right now. There are powerful dragon demons and humans in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience place. Do you know what is going on? Chen Shang asked as he sent a sound transmission to Long Tenyan. Not long after, Long Tenyan gave Chen Shang a reply. The dragon ancestor's mysterious land has already fallen, and was taken over by more than half of the dragon demons. My cultivation was crippled, and I am currently just an old servant of the dragon ancestor's mysterious land. When Chen Shang heard this news, he was extremely surprised. The strong Long Tenyan had actually fallen to such a state. With his cultivation being crippled, and him becoming a servant of the dragon ancestor's mysterious land, it was clear that his enemy was doing this to Long Tenyan. And Long Tenyan, in order to wait for Chen Shang, could only endure this kind of humiliation. The dragon demons actually knew about the existence of the dragon ancestor's mysterious land. Clearly, some old fellows of the dragon ancestor's mysterious land had colluded with the dragon demons. It's good that you're back. Did you find the thing left behind by the dragon ancestor in the 10th Flying Dragon Experience place? Currently, the dragon demons are frantically attacking the dragon ancestor's forbidden area, trying to take away the legacy left behind by the dragon ancestor. Long Tenyan asked. Not yet. I was planning to get rid of the high priest first, but I didn't expect it to turn out like this. Chen Shang really did not expect this to happen. He felt that he still had enough time. There's not much time left. The high priest has already stepped into the world-defying stage. It's said that there are a few new world-defying stage in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, and the current situation is extremely disadvantageous for us. Long Tenyan also knew the world-defying stage evil ancestor's plan. What about the world-defying dragon demon? Has he broken through the seal? Chen Shang took a deep breath and asked, if the world-defying dragon demon also came out, then the situation would become even worse. Not yet. Back then, the seal left behind by the dragon ancestor was very strong. It wasn't that easy to break through. Although there are a few new world-defying stage warriors in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, they cannot leave the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, so there is no need to worry too much about it. Long Tenyan said, the most important thing now is to quickly take away the inheritance left behind by the Dragon King. I heard that the High Priest will be arriving at the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land very soon. Chen Shang immediately told Flying Dragon Palace leader about this. After Flying Dragon Palace leader heard about it, his expression turned ugly. The High Priest of the world-defying stage was definitely not someone they could deal with. Chen Zhang's face became gloomy. He never thought that the High Priest would be able to break through so quickly, and actually step into world-defying stage. Seems like I need to hurry to the 10th Flying Dragon Experience place and find the keepsake left behind by the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Chen Shang originally wanted to work with Long Qiumu to get rid of those people who were looking for the Flying Dragon Palace leader, but he was worried that this would alert the enemy. Chen Shang teleported the Flying Dragon Palace leader and the others, left the Flying Dragon Experience place, and headed towards the 10th Flying Dragon Experience place himself. Do you know where the world-defying stage dragon ancestor's keepsake is? Long Qiumu asked. Of course I know. World-defying stage dragon ancestor told me before, but it was a bit difficult. This was also the reason why Chen Shang did not go before. It might take a lot of time, but now that the situation was so critical, he could only try his best to take away the thing that world-defying stage dragon ancestor left behind. There was no blue sky above the 10th Flying Dragon Experience place, nor were there any plants. It looked lifeless, but there was a large amount of myriad Dao power inside. This place was shrouded in darkness. Chen Shang stayed in darkness as he looked at the mountain peaks in the distance that were flickering with light. Following world-defying stage dragon ancestors' instructions, they quickly arrived at a mountain range with bursts of dark wind. It was because of the power of space that Chen Shang was able to be so fast. Otherwise, when he entered, he would definitely have been obstructed by a violent gust of wind for a long period of time. Is this where the keepsake of the Dragon Patriarch is? Chen Shang entered the middle of the mountain range and very quickly, he saw the faint shadow of a dragon using the Dao Heart Eye. There was a giant mountain below the dragon's shadow. He entered the belly of the mountain. There was a very small stone room inside, and when he discovered it, he immediately used his spatial energy to enter it. Inside the stone room was a small black stone box. He opened the box and saw a hexagonal disc. This is it. Chen Shang looked carefully, and saw nothing, but to be able to find such an item here, it must be something left behind by the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. After obtaining it, he immediately returned to the 9th Flying Dragon Experience place. After contacting Long Tenyan, Chen Shang found out the way to Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land. Long Tenyan did not have freedom, and his powerful strength was also gone. He was imprisoned inside the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land, unable to come out to bring Chen Shang in. Chen Shang could only go in. Chapter 2939. The so-called Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land was located on a huge island in the middle of a lake in the 9th Flying Dragon Experience place. This island was protected by a barrier. Outsiders were not allowed to enter, and only those inside were allowed to enter. This barrier is the strongest one I have ever encountered. It should have been set up by the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Chen Shang stood outside the barrier and took a deep breath. I wonder if I can enter. Previously, Long Tenyan was also worried about this matter, worried that Chen Shang would not be able to sneak in. Although he knew that Chen Shang could use his extremely strong spatial energy, this barrier is also very terrifying. Quote, Chen Shang tried to penetrate the spatial barrier in front of him, but no matter how he tried, he could not succeed. What the hell is going on? Chen Shang opened his eyes and said in a shocked tone, the barrier that world-defying stage dragon ancestor has set up is indeed not ordinary. Chen Shang lingered around the outer part of the island, wanting to teleport in, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't. Senior, I already have the keepsake of the dragon ancestor. However, I am unable to enter. Is there any other way? Chen Shang asked. Why don't you try and take the dragon ancestor's keepsake in your hands? Long Tenyan thought for a while, then said, the dragon ancestor's keepsake should be able to allow you to ignore any of his enchantments. After holding the hexagonal disc in his hand, Chen Shang tried to teleport again. I'm coming in. Chen Shang immediately sent a sound transmission to Long Tenyan, where are you? Long Tenyan called over. Her voice was excited. Don't come to my place, I have a lot of people guarding here, I'll guide you to the dragon ancestors' forbidden land, you can leave after you get the keepsake. Then what will you do? Chen Shang asked. I have to save you. Don't worry about me, I don't have any cultivation left anyway. If I die, then so be it. As long as you can obtain the inheritance of the dragon ancestor, I will let the legacy not fall into the hands of the dragon demon. Long Tenyan said, at that moment he only wanted to be free. He was such a strong person, but now his cultivation was gone, living with his last breath of life. Chen Shang had only agreed to it this way. He definitely would not let Long Tenyan die here like this. After that, Long Tenyan told Chen Shang the location of the dragon ancestors' forbidden grounds. Only with the dragon ancestors' keepsake could they enter into the dragon ancestors' forbidden grounds. Chen Shang used teleportation to move around freely in the dragon ancestors' mysterious land. He was not in a hurry to go to the dragon ancestors' forbidden land, but wanted to roam around. He wanted to see how many dragon demons were there. Suddenly, he felt a trace of an aura that he was very familiar with. Although that aura was very weak, it was very powerful. This made Chen Shang suddenly quiver. High Priest. Chen Shang couldn't help but shout in his heart, the High Priest is actually here, no wonder Long Tenyan didn't let me save him. Could it be that Long Tenyan is very close to the High Priest? Previously, Long Tenyan had said that the High Priest was coming here, and he had indeed come, since there was a mysterious inheritance left behind by the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. I need to hurry to the dragon ancestor's forbidden area. Chen Shang hastily teleported to the entrance of the dragon ancestor's forbidden grounds. The dragon ancestor's forbidden land was located in a cave. There was a pit at the entrance of the cave, just large enough to fit that hexagonal disc. Although it was daytime when Chen Shang arrived here, there were not many people around him. Instead, he participated in a very powerful aura, which meant that there were many powerful dragon demons and humans that had attacked the stone door. It was just that he did not succeed in breaking it. The High Priest tried it himself, but he failed. Chen Shang could feel the aura of the High Priest from this place. Chen Shang took the hexagonal disc and walked over. He placed it in the groove and after putting it in, he saw the door have a suction force. As for the stone door, it also turned in a circle. This way, the stone door with hexagonal disc S inside was opened, and people outside could not come in. Is this the dragon ancestor's forbidden area? In front of Chen Shang was a very spacious stone room, lit up with white light. Looking at the white light, Chen Shang was in a daze, only to see a golden dragon suddenly flying over. He could not dodge in time, and the golden dragon drilled into his body, and he fell asleep right away. Outside, after Chen Shang entered the Dragon Ancestors' forbidden grounds, the commotion caused by the stone door alarmed the people of the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land. The High Priest was the first to arrive here. His entire body was red, and although his red face could not be seen, it was twisted. It was obvious that he was suffering from extreme anger. Yes, it's Chen Shang, he actually entered the Dragon Ancestors' forbidden land. The High Priest was extremely familiar with Chen Zhang's aura. He could still clearly remember the time Chen Shang stole his Dragon Devil grandmother. This was the first time he had suffered such a huge loss. At this time, the other old fellows and powerful dragon demons of the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land also arrived. How did he get in? Even after using such a powerful force, we were still unable to break open that stone door, but he can. A dragon asked. Go and capture that old monster Long Tenyan. You must torture him properly, he must know something. The High Priest said in a low voice. Soon after, Long Tenyan was brought over. He had already lost his power and was just an old man. When Long Tenyan arrived and saw that the stone door that had not been touched for thousands of years had flipped over, he could not help but raise his head and laugh, because he knew that Chen Shang had successfully entered the Dragon Ancestors' mysterious land. Old bastard, what are you laughing about? The High Priest waved his hand, wanting to attack Long Tenyan, but he did not. He was worried that he would kill Long Tenyan with a single palm. Long Tenyan was currently very weak, and the High Priest thought that Long Tenyan still had a great use for him, so he did not kill him. He did not dare torture him, lest he accidentally kill Long Tenyan. Quickly kill me. After Long Tenyan finished laughing, he looked at the High Priest extremely happily as he sneered. He knew that Chen Shang would definitely receive the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestors' inheritance, and that would allow Chen Shang to step into the world-defying stage. Therefore, he felt that he would die with no regrets. After all, he had already lived for a very long time, and had lived enough. He was not afraid of death. Old dog, don't think that you can die so easily. I will let my own eyes see how your world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor is truly in our hands. The High Priest had not been provoked by Long Tenyan. He could see the relationship between Chen Shang and him. If Chen Shang came out, he could totally use Long Tenyan to threaten Chen Shang, so he endured it. It wasn't long before Chen Shang fainted after entering, but his consciousness was extremely clear. He could even hear the High Priest's voice outside, only that he could not move his body. You're finally here. There's still time. Whether or not we can turn the tide is up to you. Chen Shang suddenly heard world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor's voice in his mind. Chapter 2940. Chen Shang never thought that the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor would actually wait for him here for so long, and even gave him such a great hope. Dragon Ancestor, how is the situation in Myriad Dao Mausoleum? Asked. Now that world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor and the world-defying stage Dao Ancestor were inside the seal, they could suppress the evil ancestor. However, there are many new world-defying stage inside the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. All of them were raised up by the world-defying stage evil ancestor. If they join hands with the world-defying stage evil ancestor, the consequences would be dire. Quote. Although a few of them have already stepped into the world-defying stage, they are still not that strong. Even if they were to enter the seal, they will not be able to pose much of a threat to us, and they will not be able to help the world-defying stage evil ancestor escape. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said. They had already stepped into the world-defying stage and were no threat to them. It could be seen that there was a huge gap between them. The situation in Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land is not good. Senior Long Tenyan is currently in a very dangerous situation. Chen Shang immediately told world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor what happened. World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor was very angry after hearing this. He never thought that the descendant he left behind would actually be this virtuous and virtuous. Not only did he betray Long Tenyan, he even collaborated with the Dragon Demon. Cooperating with the Dragon Demon was equivalent to rebelling against their world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor. This was a heinous crime of deceiving your master and exterminating your ancestors. If world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor was able to escape now, he would definitely rush back and exterminate those people who rebelled against him. Since that's the case, I'll hand over the inheritance to you as soon as possible. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said. After all, in the Dragon Ancestor's mysterious land, only Long Tenyan did not go against their teachings, which made him feel extremely gratified. All right. After Chen Shang finished speaking, a few things appeared in his mind. This was the inheritance that the world-defying stage dragon ancestor had passed on to him. He roughly checked and discovered that he had a deeper understanding of the myriad Tao divine arts. Previously, when he understood the myriad Tao divine arts, there were many things he did not understand, but now, he suddenly understood. The myriad Tao divine arts was the most important technique to enter the world-defying stage. Only by practicing it would one be able to smoothly and steadily step into the world-defying stage. Although Chen Shang and Flying Dragon Palace leader had the myriad Tao divine arts, they did not know much about it. This was also the reason why they had been stuck there. Thank you, Senior. I will definitely work hard to cultivate and enter the world-defying stage as soon as possible. Chen Shang said. Hurry up and save Long Tenyan, be careful. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said, if he insists on dying, tell him that I let him live. When I come out, I will help him recover his cultivation. Chen Shang had already woken up, he now had a greater understanding of the world-defying stage. If one wanted to enter the world-defying stage, the most important thing was to cultivate the world-defying soul. The world-defying soul was formed by the 6 souls, and as to how to cultivate it, there was one in the myriad Tao divine arts, but Chen Shang did not understand it before. Now that he understood, he could cultivate the myriad Tao divine arts, and the moment he could cultivate the world-defying soul, he could step into the world-defying stage. Cultivating world-defying soul was only the first step, and this was also the most difficult step. At this stage, one's own Tao energy would be several times stronger than before, or even 10 times, or even more. His Tao energy had improved greatly, and now, with the help of this Tao energy, he could cultivate his own body, and gain a prideful body, which was the true step into world-defying stage. Even if he had the world-defying soul, he was only half a bucket of water. Although he was also called world-defying stage, his strength was far weaker than someone with a proud body. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor told Chen Shang that although the high priest and the leaders of the evil forces in the myriad Tao mausoleum were all world-defying stage S, they only had world-defying soul S and were about several times stronger than those at the peak of the Venerable ancestor later stage. Furthermore, they did not cultivate their own world-defying soul. It was all given to them by the world-defying stage evil ancestor as half of their world-defying soul, allowing them to use their own 6 souls to repair the half of the world-defying soul, refining a complete world-defying soul. Even though they could cultivate world-defying soul through this method, a world-defying soul like this would have a huge drawback, and the improvement it brought them would also be greatly reduced. Only by cultivating the world-defying soul himself would he be able to obtain an even stronger power, and have a firmer foundation. Chen Shang was still in the cave. He could feel Long Tenyan's weak aura from the cave, and it wasn't long after he entered. At this moment, the high priest and a few powerful dragon demons outside were continuously attacking the stone door. They wanted to break it open, but to no avail. After Chen Shang sensed Long Tenyan's aura, he immediately used the power of space to move him in. When Long Tenyan came in, he was stunned for a moment. When he saw Chen Shang, he immediately understood what had happened. Long Tenyan sighed helplessly. It was a good thing that Chen Shang was able to save him, at least he wouldn't need to worry about the high priest threatening him. However, he no longer had any cultivation. He only wanted to die and end his own life. Senior, I've talked to world-defying stage dragon ancestor just now. He asked me to tell you that you must survive until he comes out to help you recover your cultivation. Chen Shang held Long Tenyan up, and smiled, we are leaving this place now, I have already obtained the inheritance of the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Was very happy that he was able to obtain the inheritance so quickly. He nodded his head, the world-defying stage dragon ancestor valued him so much, how could he let him down? After Long Tenyan was moved away, the high priest who was outside was extremely furious and attacked the stone door even more forcefully. And Chen Shang who was inside, had long since teleported away with Long Tenyan. He allowed Long Tenyan to be together with Master Wang, who was an alchemist who could refine pills to help Long Tenyan extend his lifespan, and who had also been severely injured before. At that time, his cultivation had completely disappeared, and he was able to recover successfully. Therefore, the Flying Dragon Palace leader could also be of great help to Long Tenyan. After Chen Shang settled down Long Tenyan, he took out the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan and sold it among the Flying Dragon Pagoda, and very quickly, he sold quite a few of them, and collected 1 billion Tao crystal. Originally, Chen Shang wanted to continue to sell the 9-turn Yuanzun Dan here, but because the pill was too shocking, it quickly attracted the attention of the high priest. Only now did Chen Shang have no choice but to stop and head towards the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. Previously, when he had received the world-defying stage dragon ancestor's inheritance, he had also received some useful words from the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. For example, in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, there was an extremely strange alchemist. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor even sent Chen Shang to find this alchemist, and showed him the dragon ancestor's keepsake, asking the alchemist to help. The alchemists of the world-defying stage were supreme existences to Chen Shang. He definitely had to experience them, and furthermore, he planned to look for the inheritance formation in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum to try his luck and see if he could see the half-ghost old man again.